Lincoln from Oakland, California. They're called the Oaklanders, and it's Dan Lang alongside the former Titan, Chris Sanders, and a pretty big game here today, especially for TSU.
Man, it is. I mean, this is the best start they had since 2016. They're playing great football, offense, defense, and special teams. And I watch Eddie. Look at his body language. He's just so excited that TSU Tigers are doing outstanding this year.
But you take a look at Lincoln. They're a team that's been struggling, but they're not one to overlook. They have some pretty good pieces.
I mean, they do. They have Goodwin, the quarterback, and they have Otis Way. I'm going to pronounce his name bad all day. But they have an explosive team, so they're going to have to come out and make some plays and make sure they don't give this team any energy.
Indeed, and so we'll see how it all shakes down here this afternoon. Let's take a look at the impact players, and it's brought to you by Jostens, the official recognition partner of the OVC.
Yeah, we always talk about big players make big plays in big games. I want to start with the offense. I want to talk about Ellis. Ellis has been playing outstanding. At the beginning of the season, Eddie George was kind of down on him. He was making plays that wasn't in his character. But if you look at last week, when he made the winning touchdown, it just shows you he's capable of making plays. Now, we talk about defense. We talk about defense wins championship. You got Terrell Allen, who is a straight-up dog. On the season, he had 5 sacks, 15 tackles. He's a guy that you want around. First of all, I'm going to give him a nickname. His name is TD. He's that dude.
He is, and that's a guy that has had a good season to this point, and he'll hopefully have a big game here today. That's what they're looking for him, and especially what head coach Eddie George is looking for him. And there you see Eddie in his third year at the helm here of the program, and he's been successful here as a coach, and of course we all know about the successes that he had as a player.
You know, I was just listening to one of his interviews at the beginning of the game. He said this. He said, I want the team to feel my spirit, feel my passion. What does that mean? That means he's going to run through your lips. He's going to play physical defense, and you can tell that that's why they have a record 4-2.
Indeed, and you know, he's had a great career as both an NFL player and in the college. And let's take a look at what Lincoln is bringing on the coaching side, and Coach Gums. And you know, he's a guy that has a lot on his plate.
Yeah, he's got a lot on his plate. And one thing I love about him, he cares about these kids. We talked to him a little bit before the game. Yep. He cares about the kids. He understands what's going on now, but I love what he's doing. He's trying to build something great.
He is indeed. Right now, they are a Division II independent, the Oaklanders are. They're trying to jump up to the FCS in the next year or so, as we were underway, or thought to be underway, but I think the wind maybe knocked that off, so we'll do it again.
Let's do it again.
You know,
I ain't nothing starting over.
There's some wind. Look at the flags. The wind is rolling here. Supposed to be an interesting day weather-wise here in the Music City. What I had heard earlier was that it was supposed to be around 80 degrees.
What?
That's what I heard. I don't feel 80.
Hey, was you
granted, we're in a booth, and we got some AC in here.
Were you bringing out the Bermuda shorts? Please don't tell me you're bringing them out. Please don't.
No, we're not doing any Bermuda shorts. No.
Yes.
But apparently tonight it's supposed to get rather chilly here in Nashville. So we will see how all that shakes out. And I don't think there's supposed to be any of the wet stuff, so that is a good thing.
That is. I mean, because you know the offense has been clicking the whole time, and we don't want to have no bad weather to mess that up.
Exactly.
We got to keep them clicking 100%.
And so now we are set to get things going, and the kick is up, and it's taken at about the 15. Still on his horse, out to the 20, now off to the left side to the 30 before being brought down. Darren Johnson was able to bring that out and give TSU pretty good field position here to start their first possession. And talking with the offensive coordinator for TSU, Coach H, he said, you know, one of the things we're dangling out there is we have yet, meaning the Tigers, have yet to score a touchdown on an opening drive. And they've scored plenty of field goals, but they don't have a TD yet.
I mean, this is a perfect opportunity because you got some great weapons. You got Karate Brinson, you got Johnson, you got Rouse, you got the running game. Gant has been phenomenal. This is a perfect opportunity to go against Lincoln and score a touchdown on the first drive.
And we'll see how TSU comes out, and indeed it will be Draylon Ellis as quarterback, one of the two-pronged QB system being used here at TSU, and the first play is a handoff. That'll be good for a couple of yards as Jordan Gant, 21 carries, 84 yards in the last game. Gained 5 yards on that play.
And I love what Deron H is doing. He went a two-tight end set. He wants to play power football, and that's exactly what we saw in the first play.
Now Ellis has a little time. Now he's under some pressure as he moves out to his right side and will throw it away.
You know, if you look at Ellis right here, if you look at the situation that's going on, he's got a man wide open. I know Deron H gets upset a little bit. Just make the play. The play's open with your number 1 wide receiver. Give him the ball and make the plays, and that's an early catch.
There providing the pressure was Sylvester Ware. So it'll bring up a 3rd down and 5. Ellis looking to swing it out, able to do so to the 40, pushing out to about the 45-yard line before being forced out of bounds. That's Jordan Gant again.
Man, just a great job by Gant. You just want to make things simple. You want to get your playmakers of football. When you get playmakers of football, it's 3rd and 7, 3rd and 8. You get the ball in his hands, you get him in space, and he has a chance to make some plays.
So a fresh set, and TSU trying to move things along a little bit on the offensive side of things. Nothing going there.
Yeah, I mean, the defensive line, I mean, they're creating a little pressure. You got Mine, you got Canty. Those guys are pushing up front, and they're winning. I think the offensive line of the Tigers, they have to play physical. You can't let this defense get pressure.
And that was one of the keys talked about this week as well, that this is the week for the TSU offensive line to shine. There's been a lot of focus on them and their evolution from a year ago. They've done much better this year in protecting, as there it's a push forward for the gain of a few yards. Still on his feet, though, is Gant. Now finally they whistle him down just shy of midfield. And let's take a gander at our keys to the game, which are brought to you by the Tennessee Highway Safety Office. There's no need to consult the playbook. The winning strategy is to always designate a sober driver, because fans don't let fans drive drunk.
Here's some of our keys to the game. I mean, you want to get the rhythm going. We talked a little bit about it. You want the running game to go on, you want the passing game to go on, but also they got to score in this first drive. Get the rhythm going and make sure that they score in this first drive.
Yeah, and then also from a confidence perspective, Ellis there across the middle finds his man, still on his feet, bobbing and weaving, before being finally brought down as Delaney Majors, freshman from right here in Nashville. Didn't have any catches in the last game, and his 2nd catch of the season. Man,
just a great job by him. We run a lot of little 5-yard hits. When you have a guy with that type of athleticism, just get him the football and make some plays. And here's what the Tigers offense needs to do. Stay in front of the chains and keep the chains moving.
And that's exactly what they did there on the 36. It'll be a 1st and 10. Ellis keeping it himself. And not much going there. Draylon has that ability. He has a little speed.
Yeah, he's kind of fast as you, though.
Yeah.
I mean, he's got your skills.
Exactly.
But what he does is he extends the play. He extends the pocket. And when you have a quarterback with that type of athleticism, it just shows you he can make something happen out of nothing.
We'll also see Devion Bryant at quarterback at some point during this game as well. Here, Ellis rolling to his right.
Oh.
One-handed catch there before stepping out of bounds is Trey Boone.
Oh, man, just a great job by him. And the one thing I love about what Ellis did, he's got rid of it. You just love the catch. When you have a guy with this athleticism, one-hit catch, reach down and grab it. Kind of reminded me of a guy named Chris Sanders, but I'm just kidding. But great job by Boone. Great concentration. That's what you want to have with a guy with that type of athleticism.
No need to brag. People know who you are. People know what you brought. People know what you brought.
I'm joking.
Here's Ellis as he'll hand it off. Bouncing out to the right side, still on his feet. Little second burst and able to get through. Still on his feet and into the end zone. That's going to be Gantz. Nice job for him. Talk about stick-to-itiveness, able to find pay dirt.
Man, just a great job by him. We always talk about a running back that doesn't get tackled with doesn't get hit by the first tackle. You have a guy like that just consistently moving his feet, that's consistently watching the view. That's exactly what you want to have. Look at the bodies that he just distraction, all that stuff. Outstanding, great run by Gantz.
Gantz had a nice start to this game, and on the opening drive,
hey, TSU
got the TD.
Yeah, but that's what you want. You want to talk about rhythm. That was one of our keys to the game. Rhythm, offense, defense, that's exactly what you want to do. It starts with offense.
Now the extra point for Lowry is good, so the Tigers jump out in front here, 7-0 on Lincoln. First time these teams are facing each other. The Oaklanders, only the 3rd year that Lincoln has had athletics, period.
Yeah.
And they only have 5 teams in the athletic department. They have 2 basketball teams, the men's and women's, and 2 soccer teams, men's and women's, and football. Those are the only teams that Lincoln of California has. As you take a look there at Gantz with his nice run and nice ability to get the scoring started here in this game. Nice smile from him.
Yeah, I mean, just that's what you want to start with your first drive. Just like one of the keys to the game was is starting rhythm. Look at the rhythm that they have. They had to pass. They had to pass the boom. They had to run the gap. That's what you want to see on your first drive. Great start to start fast with the Tigers. I love this weather. Beautiful weather.
It's magnificent weather. Maybe not typical football weather, but the sun is out.
Yeah.
The band is rolling.
What? The Aristocrats?
Yep, the Aristocrata bands.
Yeah.
Couple Grammys in their history.
Absolutely, yeah. Wasn't they on? Wasn't it at the White House a couple of months ago? Man, I might pick up me an instrument and make it do what it do.
They do it up real nice.
They sure do.
They present a nice, nice tone to the game.
They sure do.
As Lowry kicks it off for TSU. And there to field it, initially errantly, but now still on his feet is Guinness. And he'll be out to about the 25-yard line before he's brought down. So the Oaklanders, the Oaks.
Oaks, come to Oaks.
The Oaks, they're able to have decent field position here to start. Let's take a look at Lincoln's keys to the game and what they've got to do here today.
I mean, the thing about it is, if you look at, they've been outscored 45-0 in the first quarter. I think what they need to do is they need to get the run game started. They got Otis Way, who's a phenomenal player, a phenomenal running back, a guy who can make plays. Then you have a quarterback, Goodman. I'm not going to say he's Michael Vick, but he's Michael Vickish. He's got a strong arm. He extends the play, and he can make something happen, but we got to stop him.
And of course, Lincoln still looking for their first victory of the season. So for them, the confidence level has got to be important. As Eric Bryce there carried the ball.
Yeah, we just call this a speed sweep. What they want to do is they just empty formation, give your playmakers the football, and when you're standing in front of the chains, now with 2nd and 3, 2nd and 4, that's exactly what the Oaklanders want to do is stay in front of the chains.
So that was a gain of 7 yards for Bryce. Only his 4th carry of the season. And coming into the game, had only 5 yards. So, hey, man, he's already bested that. 1 carry.
That's pretty good.
Goodwin transferred in from UTEP. Also spent some time at Mississippi Valley State. So we are going to take a break as the Tigers lead the Oaks 7-0 here in the first in the Music City. Back here in Nashville, it is a 7-0 TSU lead here on Lincoln. 9:37 to play here in the first. And it is a 1st and 10 for the Oaks, as you see Eddie George patrolling the sidelines there for the Tigers. And the Zebras having to come in and discuss matters.
Yeah. think
not sure exactly what they're going for.
I don't know if there's an issue with the clock. I'm not really sure, but I think they figured it out, so they're going back into their rightful positions. But
First and 10 from the 35-yard line.
So indeed, 1st and 10 from 35. That's Goodwin. Glances around, as you said. Goodwin, a guy that has a good vision
yes,
for the field. And here he's going to take it himself. There's a seam. And he's able to almost come close to the first down.
yeah, that's the offensive coordinator, Nakia Long. I mean, I know exactly what he's doing right now. What he's doing, he's spreading the TSU Tigers out and using your quarterback and making those quick hits. We just saw on the play before that, they had a speed sweep. Now you spread them out and use your quarterback. I think the Tigers got to make sure they send a safety blitz or send somebody off some edge pressure.
Here's Goodwin. He's got some time as he fires it over. Able to complete it to Kashawn Berry, but not much going there. And by doing that, by spreading them out, as we'll get another chance to look at the play.
Man, just a great job of him. He just gets the ball out quick, throws it to your wide receiver, and you just stay in front of the chains. Now it's 3rd and 1. That's a manageable first down.
But when you were talking about spreading the guys out, that speaks to maybe also the fact that you look at TSU's being a little thin on the defensive line because of some injuries, so that might hurt TSU.
Yeah, but also you want to get those linebackers out of the box. And when you get those linebackers out of the box, then now you get those quick hitters. You can run a speed sweep, all the things that you're accustomed to running.
So it'll be a 3rd down and 1. Goodwin able to shuffle it off. Not much going there, but bouncing off one defender and now twisting out close to a fresh set.
And just watching this play, we just look at a running back, Way. I mean, what he does, he's got great vision. Also, he bounces off of tackles. But I think this front of the Tigers, they got to get off blocks. I mean, you're looking at them early. They're not getting off blocks. They're not running their good angles. They got to figure out a way to stop this rhythm of the Oaklanders.
Otis Way out of Minneapolis, 5'9", 214. Big boy running the ball.
He's a big man. That's Jerome Bettis in his prime. Big dude. Excellent vision.
So it's a 1st and 10 at the 48. Goodwin, a little bit of time, able to fire it over. And that's going to be, are they going to say trapped or complete? They're going to say that's a complete. No, they're going to, yep, they're going to, well, he's trying to sell it. Let's take another look at it.
Yeah, just kind of looking at the play. I mean, you got a quarterback that's extending the play. The receiver goes down and tries to make the catch. Oh, that's incomplete all the way. If I'm Ray Charles, I can see that. I mean, it just shows you that was completely out of the way.
He tried to sell it, though.
Oh, I'm going to sell it now. Hey, when you're a receiver, you got to be a salesman.
So it'll be a 2nd and 10. Goodwin with 3 receivers up at the top part of your screen. Way also back there. Quick release, but nothing going there as he was looking for number 9. Looking for Caleb Harvey there.
Yeah, just off target. I mean, there's no rhythm. When you're talking about having rhythm on offense and throwing in the passing game, the receiver and the quarterback has to be on the same page. You had a receiver that was going in, you had the quarterback that was going out. They have to be on the same page.
So here's a 3rd down and 10. So we'll see if that TSU defense, which Eddie George a couple weeks ago, before the homecoming game, before the Norfolk State game, said he thinks his defense can be looked at as one of the best, if not the best, in the country.
1,000%, especially with those linebackers with Beard and Walker.
Pass here is complete, out across midfield down to about the 40-yard line. That's Eric Bryce again, hauling it in.
That's going to be close. I mean, it's 3rd and short. What do you do with your gums? Do you go for it, or do you just want to punt and get good field position? So it's going to be an interesting call.
You're into TSU territory. Looks like maybe they're gonna go for it.
I mean, if you're
he took a deep breath, Coach Guns there.
I mean, you ain't got nothing to lose. I mean, no disrespect, you're 0-8, so you got to get some rhythm. You got to get something that sparks your team to get a win. Why not go for it or have the Tigers jump off sides?
Man in motion, shuffling it over. Not much going there, and the defense able to sniff it out. So good job there by the TSU defense. And I believe that was your boy Allen.
Oh, that's my Allen. Hey, Allen's
TD.
my guy. TD. I mean, he got 5 sacks, 15 tackles, 16. But look at how many hats around the ball. Guys are physical, taking their angles. And that's what you want when you have a great defense like that. You got Brandon Fisher, who's a defensive coordinator that has an attitude and a tenacity to say, we're rallying to the ball. It's just like kind of having a dog say, see that bone over there? Sick him. That's exactly what you saw on that play. Great job by this defense.
6:29 to work with here in the first. You know, this is a game, home game, of course. Had a home game last week. Another home game next week. Hope to see the fans out as OVC play returns against Lindenwood.
Yeah, I don't really know too much about them. I got to go and study them, but it's a conference game, and that's exactly what you want to win. And, you know, for the race to the playoffs, you have to win those type of games.
Sure.
I mean, if you win a game here and there and you don't win your conference games, it's just a recipe for disaster. So
Correct.
Figure out a way to win this game. But also, don't overlook this team here.
No,
I know they stopped them on 4th
1,000%.
game,
Yeah.
but they got to stay focused.
Well, look, I mean, you know, you take a look at Lincoln, and they've been shut out a couple of times. They've scored only 7 points a couple of times, but they've also scored 20 points.
Yeah.
And on the flip side, they've given up 52 once.
That's kind of like the Miami Dolphins. They score 70 and then score 30 the next week. I'm not saying they're that, but but one thing I love about this program, it's kind of like Eddie George when he first got to TSU. It starts from ground zero. It starts the foundation, laying foundation, getting everybody not to buy in, but trust in. Buy in, saying, I got to do it. Trust in, say, you know, I'm going to trust the process. So the situation with the Oaklanders, they got to trust the process.
Right.
Trust the coach, the head coach, trust the organization, because when they came in here and talked to us, they're the most friendliest people.
Oh, absolutely.
They understand what's going on. They understand that it's a tough process, but everybody's committed. That's what I love about the whole situation.
And on game day, we had the head coach and
said?
the 2 coordinators come in here. I think it's because they wanted to talk to Chris Sanders, but I'm just saying.
No, no, because they thought, they didn't know I played for the Titans. They said I look like Gary Coleman. I'm like, wait, hold on. I'm kidding. Yeah.
But no,
yes,
you know,
yeah.
you look at this program, and
sure.
one of the things that speaks to what you were just saying is consistency. So consistency, the team may 1 week be up, another week be down, 1 week be up, another week be down. They're the road warriors. They're on the road every week. They're going back and forth. They are traveling back and forth to Oakland and then back on the road. That's tough just from a living standpoint. So you've got to understand and trust the process, because you're sitting there at times, maybe if you had a bad week on the field, now you got to go back to Oakland. Now maybe you're having a bad week in the classroom. Now you got to get back on the plane and go somewhere else and play another team. And that can be exhausting, and you've really got to have guys that buy in, and they do have a good number of those guys.
Yeah, it is. And the thing about it is sometimes we don't understand the pressure of being a student athlete. You got to travel, just like what you said. You got to do work. You got to do all these things. So even though they're 0-8, they're still winners, because they're trusting their head coach Gums. They're trusting the offensive coordinator. They're trusting the process. They're trusting the organization. Say, you know what? Even though we're 0-8, we're still going to give you 100%. You have to take your hat off for these kids.
You know, and we talk about how they travel. This team, they travel a lot.
A lot.
And I don't just mean like, okay, they've had road games. Nah, they've only played 1 game in their 3-year history in the Golden State in California, and that was a few weeks ago. They played Cal Poly. That was the first time they had played an opponent from California.
So basically, they're just living out of a suitcase. I mean, and that's tough for anybody. I mean, just imagine when I played with the Tennessee Titans, if we had 2 road games in a row, we're like, man, I just want to sit on the couch and watch Judge Judy. I mean, but you have that mentality. But just imagine, these guys are tired. They're consistently on the bus. They're consistently eating Little Caesars or McDonald's. They're eating. I mean, we got to understand, it's a lot of pressure for these kids. So even though they're 0-8, just like I said before, I believe in my heart these guys are winners because they trust in their head coach.
I'm taking the Judge Judy component out of that you just talked about. Okay, so that's what you like to do in your downtime. You watch a little Judge Judy. Okay,
that's my girl.
Okay.
Hey, you know it's bad.
Judy Shineland, I like it. I like it.
You know it's bad when you said I see that she got her hair done. That's really bad. Oh boy.
So yeah, we talked about schedule for TSU. Obviously Lincoln today, then home against Lindenwood next Saturday. Then a couple road games at Charleston Southern, at Eastern Illinois before returning here to Nissan Stadium, wrapping things up on the home slate November 18th against Tennessee Tech. So the home games will all be sun and games, right? Sun and games. 2 p.m. go times here from Nissan Stadium on the 3 home games. As you see some of the players exchanging some nice pleasantries.
That's awesome, man.
Shio Garnett talking a little bit to Dylan Wade.
Yeah.
The 2 of them
Hey, let me ask you.
talking about it.
Let me ask you a question,
Sure.
Dan. What you watched the team from this year to last year. What do you think the difference is?
I think they're playing as a unit. That's one thing I go
Bingo.
for. And you take a look at the offensive line, and they have really evolved. We hit on it a little bit earlier, but they had some holes last year, and they've really shored that thing up. And speaking of that, pushing forward with the ground attack yet again is TSU, and now Jalen Rouse able to make his presence felt. That after on the opening drive, it was Jordan Gantz who carried the ball for 48 yards, and also Devion Bryant is the quarterback this time around. Draylon Ellis opened up the game under center. There you see Bryant, fifth-year senior.
Yep, and he's doing a great job. He's doing a great job, but I want to focus on the area we really don't focus on. I want to talk about the offensive line. Carver, Green, Freeman, Branch, and Page, they're controlling the line of scrimmage now. They're physical at the point of attack. They're creating holes for the outside zone, the inside zone. And then now they got a clean pocket for Bryant to throw and look at the receivers, and now he's got it.
And just a little bit high there as he was looking for Deshaun Davis. But, yeah, he had time. He had plenty of time to look for it just a little bit high.
Yeah, I mean, it is. He just sits back in the pocket. He looks for his receiver. But right now, you got to get rid of the ball. And if you have that much time as a quarterback, you got to throw it into a window and a spot to where only the receiver can catch it. He threw a little high. Set your feet and say, you know what, I see my number three read, and I throw it and throw it to a spot where he can catch it.
And he's still getting healthy. Bryant is coming off an injury here. The handoff to Rouse, as he'll be good for a couple yards before being brought down. So it'll be a 3rd and long here for TSU.
Yeah, you want to stay at a 3rd and long. I think they're 39% on 3rd and long, so they got to make sure that they get this first down, because if you look at the last couple of games, even though they've been scoring some points, they've been awful on 3rd down. They have to be big in this part of the game.
The only successful 37% of the time on 3rd downs. See what they have cooking here. Bryant back to pass as he fires it over to about the 40-yard line. That'll be shy of the first down, able to find Garnett there.
Yeah, the receivers got to do a better job of this. You got, Bryant, looking and trying to throw it to where he can catch it. The receivers got to get to the chains. When I say get to the chains, if it's 3rd and 9, 3rd and 6, 3rd and 8, get to the chains. Your route may say 3rd, and it may have it go 5 yards, but you got to go 6 because you got to stay in front of the chains.
So they are going to bring out Jackson Foster, the punter for TSU.
Might be a fake.
We'll see what they have going on a 4th and 4. And Foster will indeed punt it away a mile high into the sky, as that will take a TSU-friendly bounce. And are they going to give it to him? Let's see the signal. Looks like they are at about the 1-yard line is where Lincoln will take it over. It's Tennessee State leading 7-0. About 4 minutes to roll with here in the first. Back with more after this on ESPN Plus from the Magic City.
Centerpoint Energy.
After every game, we always have a few. It's no big deal. It was no big deal.
Hey, I can hold my liquor. I thought I could hold my liquor.
Your excellence starts here. The moment you become a TSU Tiger. From student to history maker, trailblazer, and beyond.
You're looking at a very proud graduate of the only state-funded historically black university in Tennessee.
Excellence is our habit at Tennessee State University.
Nice to have you with us from the Music City, Nashville, Tennessee. Tennessee State entertaining Lincoln University out of Oakland, California, making the long trek here. Play some football, and TSU, boy, they have Lincoln backed up on their own one.
Yeah, and I thought they were going to go for a fourth down, but I think Keith Burns did a great job by electing to kick the football. Now you have an offense that's been struggling. You get a safety, and then also you get the ball back, and now you score 7 more points. And I think that's a great job by Keith Burns, special teams coach.
And here, able to twist his way for the gain of a few yards there is Way, and able to give the offense just a little bit of breathing room as Chris Walker was in there on the tackle.
Yeah, I mean, you definitely want to give your quarterback and your running backs a lot of room, but here's the deal. You got the big, I call them big nasties. They're going to be physical at the point of attack. They're not going to do any other reads and stuff like that. They're going to make sure they just get a good push and have some breathing room.
Here the handoff again to Way. The ball comes loose, still loose. Who's got it? TSU says they have it, and indeed it looks like the Tigers will have a hold of the football.
Yeah, I mean that's just what you do.
Swarming in, and that was one of the keys that we had there.
Tennessee State
was swarming the ball, and that's exactly what the defense did there.
Yeah, absolutely. You look at this play, you just have 6 or 7 guys just doing their job, and when you have 5 and 6 guys swarming to the football, you're swiping at the ball, you're punching at the football, and you come in with a turnover. Now you put 7 on the board and really take the energy out of this Oaklanders team.
There you see Eric George.
Oh, NBA. Let's go.
Eric George, son of Eddie George, on the sidelines, as he, not playing today, was injured last week. Hoping to get him back in a week or two, but he's been a nice piece to this team, which you'd expect from the coach's son.
But I love him. I watched him because I coach at Montgomery Bell Academy.
Sure.
And he's one of those guys that was a late bloomer. When he came into his own, he's a grown man. I mean, he will run through your mustache like Jeff Fisher's.
Here's Jalen Ellis will hand it to Gant as Gant churns the legs and is able to gain a couple yards before he's brought down.
I got him in. Hey, I love what the offensive line is doing. They're playing physical. Look at the push that they're giving. I mean, you got a guy down from the Oakland.
injury timeout to a defensive player.
Looks like he's in a lot of pain. That is number 24, Darian Summers, it looks like. And with the injury on the field, we'll take a break. Tigers lead the Oaks 7-0 here in the first in Nashville. Nissan Stadium, there you have the head coach of the Tigers, Eddie George. He and the team up 7-0 on Lincoln here with just over 3 minutes to roll with here in the first. As Ellis looks toward his left, deep in the end zone, into and out of the hands there of his intended receiver, Cannon Adrian. And it was, we'll take another look at this play.
Yeah, he's got to jump up and make this play. The quarterback throws into a spot where only the receiver can make the catch, and he's got to jump up and make that play. Look at what he has to do. Go get it at the highest point. Don't let it get into your body. The quarterback did a great job by putting it in position to make the catch, but he's got to come up with that catch.
Now it looks like Adrian limping a little bit as he comes off the field. Here, Ellis going to keep it himself as he steps out of bounds, just shy of the 5-yard line. A couple plays ago, it was Darian Summers that was hurt for Lincoln, and he had to be helped off the field. Looked like a left ankle injury as he's being attended to on the sidelines. He is in a ton of pain.
Yeah, he is. We had 2 people watch him bring him off the field. He was in a lot of pain.
As here,
moving,
able to push it forward.
There's a fumble.
Was Ellis. We're going to say that was a loose ball. Lincoln saying they had it. The officials trying to sort it out.
Prior to the snap, offside, defense, number 8, contact with the offensive player, half the distance penalty, first down.
Oh, that's just a bad play by the Oaklands. I mean, you had a chance to get on the football field, you have a penalty like that. That would have been a win-win situation if they'd have got 3, but now you can have the Tigers that's going to score 7 and go up 14-0.
So it'll be a 1st and goal from the 3 here for the Tigers. And Ellis, as he will hand it off, and stepping into the end zone is Gantz. That is his 2nd touchdown of the afternoon.
Oh, man, that was easy. When you talk about running that outside zone, you got an offensive line that's running into a gap. When you're running into a gap, watch how the offensive line is in sync. And look at the hole that they have with Gant. It's just great job, great execution by the offensive line, but also the vision of Gant. That's what he's been doing all year. Great job by the Tigers, 14-0. Tigers 14, Lincoln 0.
And Gant this afternoon, 7 carries, 52 yards, and those couple touchdowns. As the extra points from Lowry is up and good. And it is a 14-0 TSU lead here on Lincoln. Playing here in the first. And you know, now it's tough when you take a look at Lincoln. It's tough to keep your guys really that focused here. What do you say if you're a coach in this instance?
I mean, you got to keep, you got to stay motivated. I mean, I know it's kind of hard to stay motivated when you're 0-8, you're down 14-0 in the first quarter. And I just think that you got to keep everybody together. But just watching the body language, you're just looking at a defeated team. You got guys that sit on the sidelines. You got the offense over here, the defense over here. When you have a situation like that, you just got to tell them to stay focused as best as you can.
You know, Lincoln University, just 573 total students. So you got to credit them with putting out a men's and women's basketball, men's and women's soccer, and a football team. Think about how many athletes, the percentage of athletes in their general student body. That's pretty impressive. And coming from a small school that was founded in the early 1900s and then was focused on as a law school from returning veterans from World War I.
Whoa, I mean, that's tough, but you just look on the sidelines, there's just not a lot of football players in here. If you look at the size.
It's only 3 years.
3 years, but it's still a token that these kids are still trying to buy in, even though they're 0-8 and down 14-0.
And, you know, the vision that Lincoln has, along with head coach Desmond Gums, who's also the athletics director, is they want to be Oakland's team. Oakland right now is a city that's struggling when it comes to the sports components. Raiders left. They had the Warriors leave. The A's are on their way to Vegas. So you look at that, and Lincoln sees an opportunity to say, all right, we want to play at the Coliseum, make that our place, and let's do this. You know, and Gary Payton Lincoln, which we'll talk about some throughout this broadcast, is their basketball coach. And Coach Gums said that's huge. To get a guy with that type of popularity, recognition, and money into their system is huge.
Yeah, I mean, it is, but it just got to start from the ground up, and that's exactly what you're saying. But, you know, these kids are fighting. I know they're down 14-0, and just like the run that we see with Otis Way, I mean, they're still fighting. They're still staying competitive, even though they're 0-8.
So they're going to say that he was down.
Ruling on the field, so the ball carrier was down by rule prior to the fumble. Second down.
That was Allen that thought he had come away with it. And there you see Way going in the wrong direction, but trying to have vision and trying to get away from some red jerseys.
Yep. And even when you have a running back like that, you want him to stop his feet. So watch what he's running. Look how many, I keep saying it over and over, look how many hats are to the football. I mean, you know, Brandon Fisher is a guy that strives on guys running to the football. You can tell that it's transferring to the game.
So it'll bring up a 2nd down and 10. As Goodwin into and out of the hands of his intended receiver.
Yeah,
he was looking for Caleb Hervey.
Yeah, he's got to make this. I mean, they hit him in the wrong place, and that's the hands. I mean, when you have a situation like that, you know, you can tell that the quarterback and the wide receiver are not in sync. I mean, look at his body language. There's a play that he should have made. I mean, you have no momentum, you have no oomph, you have no energy. That play right there could have got you some energy to get you try to get you right back in the game.
Second time this afternoon that we've seen those two not quite hook up on the pass. So we'll probably see that connection tried a few more times, but here it's a 3rd down and 10. As Goodwin glancing to his left. Now he's under a ton of pressure, going in the wrong direction, and he's going to be brought down there in the backfield. Again, a bunch of players swarming.
Man, just a great job.
Injury timeout to an offensive player.
Yeah, but just a great job by the defense. Just like what I talked about, so many hats to the football. Guys pursuing, guys are relentless, and that's what you want to have. You got Allen, you got Stewart, you got all these guys that are rallying to the football, and that's why this defense can be one of the best in the country.
As Walker was able to finish that one off. Walker's had a nice game. Yeah, he's had a nice game. Really coming along. They've really liked what they've seen out of him in the last few weeks in particular.
He's relentless and he's fast.
So it'll be a 4th and 20, but they're going to be whistles.
We were in substitution mechanics. The ball was not ready for play. 4th down.
So Dayron Johnson is back to receive the punt. He definitely has that second gear that he can pump it into as he'll field it at about the 40-yard line to midfield. And that's where he'll be brought down. So again, pretty good field percentage here for the TSU offense.
Yeah,
to try yet again to add more points.
Absolutely. If you look at early in the season, what were some of their struggles? It's scoring in the red zone. I mean, they've been getting a good field position, but they've been coming up with 3. Now they had 2 possessions where they had good field position. Now they're scoring 7 as opposed to 3.
And that's one of those things, you know, you look at a team this week and the fact that it was tough to find some tape on these guys. It was tough to, you know, maybe put together a full scouting report like players and coaches are used to. And so when that happens, you know, it's one of those things maybe where you're more focused on yourself than as much on the actual scouting report.
That's a great point.
As here, Bryant able to find Rouse, who's on his feet to the 40, down to about the 30 before he is brought down. So Jalen hauling that one in.
Absolutely. I mean, what you want to do is you want to get your playmakers the ball, and that's what they did with Rouse. It's just like a quick out, catch the ball, and let your athletic ability go to work. I love what he's doing. He can run in the backfield, run inside, outside zone, but also you split him out and let him catch a 5-yard pass and let his athletic ability come to fruition.
This is the end of the first
quarter.
So
the Tigers are going to, at the end of the first, to have the 14-0 lead here over Lincoln. Back in a flash to the Music City.
Here sits the McDonald's hash brown, the side that makes every breakfast sandwich better. Let's all be more like the hash brown.
Your favorite breakfast deal is now tastier with the sausage, egg, and cheese McGriddles. Mix and match 2 for $4.79.
Ba-da-ba-ba-ba.
once you start something new at work, you just gotta keep it moving forward, right? Well, it's not that simple, because your work involves a lot of people and scattered tools. But there is a better way. Monday.com, the platform that unifies all parts of your work so you can streamline the way you plan, manage, and track work. Because when everything is aligned, work really takes off. Learn more at Monday.com.
At Consumer Cellular, we offer amazing 5G coverage, backed up by incredible customer service. But that wouldn't mean much without super low prices. You already know we're up to half as much as the largest carriers. But guess what? AARP members can save even more. Yahoo!
Switch to Consumer Cellular now and get unlimited talk and text with a flexible data plan starting at only $20 a month.
The Chewy app has everything for pets. Hungry pets, itchy pets, scratchy pets, and most importantly, your pet. Everyday great prices and 35% off your first auto ship order. Right to your door. Download the Chewy app.
When I started college, so many people warned me about credit cards. They just seemed really scary. When I needed a car, I realized that I needed to build credit, so I got the Chime Credit Builder card because I could safely build credit without being afraid of fees or interest. And there was no credit check. My score went up over 60 points, and I bought my first car. As a busy college student, having a car is an absolute must. I feel like I could do anything. My next goal, a 700 credit score. Join me at Chime.com.
My hair started thinning in my early 20s. I automatically knew what it was. It was stress. I took a pharmaceutical drug, but unfortunately I suffered from sexual dysfunction.
I like Nutrafol because it's drug-free and it fits with my lifestyle.
We required proof our products would work. Nutrafol is the #1 dermatologist-recommended hair growth supplement.
Now you can see my hairline, and it's giving me my confidence back.
Start your hair growth journey at Nutrafol.com/men.
Tennessee State, TSU with the 14-0 lead here on Lincoln. And this is a familiar spot for the Oaklanders. They have trailed by this many or more in each of their games so far this season. And here, Bryant under some pressure, able to get it away and finds a nice first down there for Adrian. Nice to see him okay. We saw him limp off a little bit ago, so he's obviously fine.
Man, just a great job by Ellis. The one thing I love that is, look at he keeps his eyes consistently down the football. He throws it to Adrian to where he comes back to the football. That's where you talk about that a receiver and a quarterback that are on the same page, and that's exactly what you want to see with your quarterback and wide receiver.
So it's a 1st and 10 from the 19. As Bryant look to try to get things moving, but there is going
Offside.
to be a flag.
Defense, number 3 with contact. 5-yard penalty. First down.
Can you take a look at that first quarter? Offensively, TSU 117 yards to Lincoln's 35. Another number that pops out. Lincoln fumbled the ball twice. Lost one of them, but they fumbled it twice.
Yeah, I mean, you just can't do that against the Tigers defense that is ferocious at the point of attack.
Here's Bryant. He'll keep it himself as he rolls out to the left side.
You don't want your quarterback taking too many hits like that. I mean, I know they're running the zone read and the RPO and all those things, but you don't want to take your quarterback to take the shot. So he makes his read, the DN slants like that. Boom. You just don't want to have the situation like that because
mouth guard came out.
I think it was an ear pad. I mean, remember the Titans or something like that. What are we doing? But great, G. But he's a physical specimen. I mean, he was 6'4", 207 pounds. I know he can take the punishment.
Come on, man.
You don't want to do that.
He's 6'5", 225.
Whoa, sorry about that.
Don't shortchange him. As here, the handoff is going to go to Rouse, who's able to find the end zone.
Man, just great job by Rouse. When you run in the outside zone, this is what I talked about, before. The offensive line is running into a gap. And watch how in sync the offensive line is. Look at that. Now you got Rouse to just weave his way through there, finds a vision, touchdown Tigers, 21 done. This just shows you if this Tigers gets any rhythm on offense, the running game is great, the passing game is great. Now you have a recipe for success.
So 3 rushing scores here early in the game for TSU. A couple from Gant and now one from Rouse. As Lowry is on for the extra point. And he's able to hit that. So It's a 21-0 Lincoln lead. 13:45 to play here in the first half.
Timeout.
It's all Tigers pouncing on the Oaklanders.
My wife got old, so it's time to put her in a home.
It's the home I've always dreamed about.
I've been waiting to get old for years, and that means I can get my UX people started on that app I need to develop.
I'm getting old right now. With an expert to explain the differences between bond prices and bond yields.
Introducing Old National Bank, where relationships and results matter.
You're never too old to get old.
She's old.
Old National Bank. Get old.
If you want to make the most of your vacation, there's no better place than the Bluegrass State. Kentucky's 45 state parks offer abundant places to play and diverse accommodations to stay. Take a hike, float your boat, or bike the trails. Pitch a tent under the stars, or settle into a lakefront lodge. Tee up for 18 holes, then enjoy a signature meal. Even better, Kentucky residents receive special discounted rates. Plan your trip at www.parks.ky.gov.
Great seats at a great price. Get them safer, simpler, and smarter with TicketSmarter. A proud partner to the biggest names in live sports and events, including ESPN events and iHeartRadio. TicketSmarter has seats for over 125,000 live events and 48 million tickets for sale. All backed with the TicketSmarter 100% ticket guarantee. Thinking about your next great live event? Think smarter. Think TicketSmarter. Get your tickets your way, guaranteed, at TicketSmarter.com.
There you see Jalen Rouse just had the 12-yard touchdown run, giving the Tigers the 21-0 lead over the Oaks. Shimon Guinness back to receive, along with Eldon Arnold. So the touchback.
Yep.
Gives Lincoln a bit of a better field position than being on their one.
Yeah, they're kind of struggling on offense. I mean, we talked about field position, and also there's just no rhythm with the passing game. You got drop balls here and things like that.
And here we talked about it, but there you see the first quarter deficit over the last 4 games that the Oaklanders have seen. So they're in familiar territory. They're, you know, as much as I'm sure they're frustrated, they're not sitting there just being totally out of it, because not to say they're used to it, but they're used to it.
Yeah, they're used to it, but the thing about it is they're not quitting. I mean, they're getting out there, they're running on the field, and, you know, the body language is okay. I mean, it's kind of tough to keep being down like this and try to, you know, figure out a way to get back in this game.
Well, tip of the cap to the guys and the coaching staff for being able to do that.
Ooh.
Here out to the 30 and staying on his feet out to about the 35-yard line. That there, a nice pickup from Way.
Man, great job by Way. We always talk about a running back lowering his shoulder. He sees the vision, now he lowers his shoulder. I'm going to run through you, and that's exactly what you want to do. Just a great physical run. And when you talk about getting a spark and wanting something to happen good, you give it to your playmakers, and that's what they did with Way.
Previous play is under review for potential targeting foul.
On the running back? Huh. He lowered his shoulder.
I didn't see it.
Yeah, he ran through his lips.
Well, no, okay, but targeting? Let's take a gander.
See, I don't know if the running back led with his head. Yep. But who you gonna call that on? Both of them, you know, led with their head.
Yeah.
So I think sometimes we look at the impact and think that it's target. So I don't know what call they're gonna make, because both, you know, the offensive guy and the second guy lowered their shoulder. Here we go. Watch, they both lower it. I think they're gonna get it with Otis Way, and if he gets out the game, it is going to be a tough call to have that guy out of the game.
So Way and Tyshawn Jefferson, it looked like, for the Tigers. We're in there on that play, so we'll see what the officials figure out.
That was a vicious hit now.
After review, there is no target on the play. It's second down, Tennessee State. So correction, second down, Lincoln.
But who was it on? Who were they saying the target was on? I don't know. Well, we're just going to make a guess. This is Jeopardy.
Yeah. You already said how much you like Judge Judy. Now
oh, my gosh.
Now we're rolling with Jeopardy. All right.
It is first down.
Okay. Yeah. That's a good physical run now. I mean, that's what you need to get back in this game. You're down 21-0 with 13-16 left in the game. You got to figure out a way to get back in this game.
And just over 13 minutes to work with here in the first half. As here, it'll be Godwin taking it himself.
Man, just a great job by your quarterback. I mean, you got the zone read or the RPO. You know, the defensive end crashes. You take the ball and you get some positive yards. The one thing that they're doing now, they're figuring out to get some rhythm, but also they're trying to stay in front of the change. It's 2nd and 5.
Boogie Trotter in on the tackle for TSU. The ball, the handoff was not clean between Goodwin and Way. So that's the 3rd time here this afternoon that there's been a fumble for Lincoln.
I mean, this is what you run into when you have the inside zone, the ball handler. When you have a quarterback and a running back, you got to make sure you put it in his stomach. That's just fundamentals of football. But when you have a situation like that where the ball handler, you got to make sure you put it in his stomach to where he can get the run.
Goodwin spreading out the offense. He's going to keep it himself and twist for a couple yards and another loose ball.
That's 4.
Yeah.
Ruling on the field that the ball carrier was down by rule prior to fumble.
Prior to the
down.
Yeah. Yeah, I mean, now you got 4th down, and now you got to find some type of spark. But, you know, the quarterback, Goodwin's got to hold on to the football. Look how loose he's holding. And also, you got 5 and 6 guys that are hitting out the ball. He's got to make sure he holds on to that rock.
And he's got to know what type of defense TSU brings.
Yeah, absolutely. A ferocious defense, and they're punching the ball. I remember I played receiver for the Tennessee Titans. Les Stegel said this. He said, you got to know when the journey's over. You got a lot of guys hitting at the ball. Just go down and live another down.
So it'll be a 4th and 2. Here Goodwin keeps it himself as he leaps forward, and he's good for the first down.
Man, just great job by quarterback Goodwin. What he did is we talk about the RPO or the zone read. What he did, he just made a play. What he does, he shows the football, and he's going to actually he's running the option. So when you run the option, a lot of guys have to play the running back, so it allowed him to get that first down. Great job by Goodwin.
So a fresh set for the Oaks. 3 receivers to the top part of your screen.
Oh,
of course, he'll look down. Almost had that one picked off. Telegraphed that one just a little bit.
And we always talk about the defensive back running route, and that's exactly what he did. And what he does is he watched the quarterback drop. If he takes a 3-step drop, he knows it's a quick game. He sat on the route and ran the route for the wide receiver. Great job by reading your keys.
Darius Harper was there for TSU. So to bring up a 2nd and 10. Way able to twist around across midfield before he's brought down. He'll be about 3-4 yards or so shy of a first down.
Man, just a physical punishing run. I mean, look at the leverage he has. Look at the guys that he makes miss. And watch, he lowers his shoulder at the last minute, boom, and he just keeps going. That's why this guy's special. And Eddie George was talking about that's one of the guys that they have to stop. He's a physical runner. He reminds me a little bit of Jerome Bettis. I'm not saying that's him,
no,
but he has the physical style that you want to have when you have that running back.
He said that's one of the things that he really takes pride in is creating yards after contact and making the defense miss. And he's been able to do that on a number of occasions here this afternoon. As Goodwin's under a lot of pressure, he's able to heave it down the field and just out of the reach there of Keshawn Berry.
Man, just a great job by defense. I mean, you have the quarterback and you get him off his spot. When I say get him off his spot, you make him move in the pocket. He can't see his read. He can't go through his first progression, second progression, but that's what he did, and that's why the play was unsuccessful.
So it'll be a 4th down and 5.
First charge, timeout of the half, Lincoln University.
So Lincoln University going to burn a timeout, want to talk things over. And as they take a timeout, we will as well. The Tigers lead 21-zip, less than 10 to play here in the first. TJ Goodwin and the Oaks putting forward an offensive possession, moving the ball here on this possession out just across midfield as they look to get on the board here against the Tigers. Goodwin back in the shotgun. Now he'll shuffle it over. That's kind of an interesting play as a helmet comes off. But you're going in a lot of traffic there, right?
I mean, that's just. I'm not being disrespectful. No. That was a bad call. I mean, it's 4th and 6 or 4th and 7. You got to put the ball in a playmaker's hand. You want to give it to your running back. You want to give it to TJ Goodman. You want to give it to Otis Way to make a play. But you have a situation to where your rhythm is not going well. Put the ball in a playmaker's hands.
Josh Green was right there for TSU among those players. You can see some of the frustration there from the Oaks as they started to have something going and then all of a sudden, stopped a little bit there by the TSU defense as they're unable to get that fresh set.
Yeah, if I'm the offensive coordinator, Nikhil Long, I mean, he has a lot of experience. He understands how to run an offense. If they're in a cover one, when I say a cover one, that's one safety high and the corners are playing off, I'm throwing it to the chains and I get a first down to get something going.
Now for TSU, Draylon Ellis brought down. Little dance, little move there from the big fella.
That's a big fella.
Chris Nelson.
Man, just a great job with pursuing. I mean, what he did is he hit the A-gap and hit Ellis square in the mouth. But, one thing I love about this team, even though they're down 21-0, they're still fighting. I mean, they're still having enthusiasm. They're still rallying to the ball. So they just got to keep, trusting the process, kind of like what we said a little earlier.
Chris Nelson listed at 6'3", 300.
That's a lot. That's a big man right there.
And here, Tigers able to gain some yardage. Rouse as he moves forward, and there is going to be a flag on the play. It's like there might be a holding call or
it might be a face mask. Yeah. If it's taking long, it's a face mask.
Personal foul, face mask.
Good call.
Defense, number 40. 15-yard penalty, first down.
On Andrique Nectil out of Longmont, California is who the face mask was called on. So that's able to move the chains forward for the Tigers. It'll be a 1st and 10 on their own 37, or on the Lincoln 37, pass there. Not quite.
Yeah, I mean, Ellis has got to make the play. You have your receiver there. You just got to throw it into a window. And what he does, he might get a little bit of pressure, but also just step up, make the throw, and throw it into a window to where only the receiver can catch the football. And we always talk about fundamentals. Fundamentals are the great thing that you have to have. You step back and you plant off that back foot, and you throw it to a window to where the wide receiver can do. So he's got to get better in that area.
Deshaun Davis was the receiver that was intended on that play. Ellis, quick release, and he's able to find his man as he was looking for Garnett again.
That was a scary play now. I mean, you had somebody in his mustache, but the one thing that he did is he kind of threw it sidearm and just threw it to the wide receiver. He sees it, throws it quick, get the ball into Garnett's hands, let him make a play, and I think you can try to get a first down with 3rd and 5, 3rd and 4.
Now the bounce for Rouse. He sees the sideline, able to push it forward a couple more before stepping out.
Man, just a great job by Rouse. We're always talking about a running back making something out of nothing. Look what he does. He gets the football, he sees his vision, one cut, outside move, stiff arm, kind of a stiff arm. But I love that his vision is amazing. Look what he does. His eyes are continuously up the field. That's what makes Rouse so special.
And it seems that the TSU offense moving at a faster pace than they have in the past. And here's Rouse again, as he'll take it down to about the 2-yard line.
Man, just a great job by this running game. You always talk about establishing identity. You're starting to see the Tigers form an identity with this running game. You got Gant, you have Rouse here that's consistently keeping his eyes upfield and keeping his legs churning. Keep this thing going, keep this momentum, and keep this rhythm.
So it'll be a 1st and goal from the 4. Rouse has the ball come out. Ellis there, able to pounce on it.
Yeah, I want to take my hands off the Coach Gums, the head coach of the Oaklanders. I mean, this team is fighting. I mean, I know they had some penalties, and I know they're down 21-0, but they're still hustling to the ball. They're ferocious on the attack. They're doing some good things. They just got to keep building on this.
That was Nelson in there again.
Nelson,
big fella.
Man, he's the big fella.
He takes up a lot of space, kind of like Cam Stewart for TSU. Maybe not quite as big as Cam, but big dude.
Or like Albert Hainsworth. Remember that guy?
Yeah. Oh yeah, I remember Albert. King Albert. As here, that's going to get into the end zone, but it's going to be incomplete.
Yeah, I mean, I think that was Garnett. And we've been calling his name a lot. I think they're trying to get him the ball because he's been making plays. But as a wide receiver, you got to catch the ball with your hands. You cannot let this get
injury timeout
to your body.
To an offensive player.
So it's an injury timeout. One of the Tigers is down over near the TSU sideline. So we'll take a timeout. It's a 21-0 TSU lead on Lincoln here in Nashville.
It's just a few cocktails at happy hour. It's just a few cocktails at happy hour.
You really good try.
There aren't any cops around.
I didn't think there were any cops around.
Timeout on the field.
I drink and drive all the time.
Sir, you've been in a serious crash. I want you to hang on, okay? Cover your hands, sir. You are right now?
Fiercely independent, a leader on the playing fields, in the classroom, among its fans, and throughout their communities. For 75 years, the Ohio Valley Conference has built a legacy of athletic accomplishment, academic excellence, and social justice leadership that has strengthened the conference and this region. That's why its 10-member schools proudly say, this year and every year, you have to OVC it.
It's the excitement of the crowd,
The crack of a bat, the sound of your own heartbeat, the roar of the engines. The spirit of competition runs deep here, from the dirt track to the cheap seats. Whether you're screaming from the stands or taking your place in the limelight, Southern Illinois is your ticket to all the action. In sports venues and recreational facilities for whatever your obsession is. Come to cheer, come to challenge yourself, but discover so much more when you visit SI.
There you see Eddie George. He's got to be happy with what his Tigers are doing here so far against the Oaks, up 21-0, looking for more as Ellis keeps it to the 5-yard line before he is brought down.
I think we got a penalty.
Keyshawn Berry among those that brought him down, but there is going to be another flag.
I think a personal foul by the Oaklanders.
Maybe Ellis?
But it was on the backside.
Yeah.
You don't want your quarterback taking hits like that. I don't know. I mean, with me, it's like Jeopardy. Judge Judy's out the way Jeopardy. But,
right.
You know, when you have a situation like that when your quarterback is rolling out, I guess we'll get the word on the
After the play, personal foul, unnecessary roughness, defense, half the distance penalty, automatic first down. Number 58 may remain in the game due to a helmet foul.
But those are the things that kill you, man. I mean, you're trying to get back in this game and you had a chance to stop the Tigers on 4th down. You get a penalty. You just gave the Tigers another opportunity to get on the board. You're down 21-0. Now it's going to be 28-0.
That's a 1st and goal from the 3 as Ellis asks for it. Now looks back over toward the sidelines. Ellis going to give it to Gant, who's churning, keeps the legs moving down to about the 1 or so.
Yeah, just a great push by this offensive line when you're in the inside zone. I mean, it's body on body, and you just keep your legs churning. I know that they didn't get it to the end zone, but I love what the offensive line is doing. You got Tarver, you got Green, you got Freeman, you got Branch. They're consistently controlling the line of scrimmage, and that's exactly what you see with your offensive line.
So they're going to put it at the 2. That's where Ellis will have it. Quickly looks over to his left, finds his man, steps into the end zone, and that is another touchdown for TSU. Delaney Majors hauling that one in.
Man, just a great job by the call by the offensive coordinator, Dewan Ace. Look what he does. We call it eye-can. We call it yo-yo motion. It's like you're going across and you're coming back. There's nobody there. And when you have an offense like that where you're creating leverage, these are one of those plays that you're creating leverage and you have your wide receiver to catch the football. 28-0. Tigers, a great job, great rhythm, great play.
Delaney Majors, the freshman, all fired up. First touchdown.
Yeah. Man, you might get a touchdown today.
Here as the kicker, James Lowry, is on, as he will put it through. So a 28-0 lead here for TSU on Lincoln. You know, you take a look at Lincoln, and they're one of just 3 Division II schools that are independents. You have the Oaklanders, the Oaks, and then you have Lincoln, Missouri, which are the Blue Tigers. Then you have Post University, which are the Eagles in Bridgeport, Connecticut. Those are the only 3 D2 independent schools.
Yeah.
And, you know, that right there shows there's not much to being an independent there. You've got to build a lot, and that's what they're trying to do in becoming FCS in the next year or so is what they're hoping.
I mean, you just said a good word, build. I mean, when you're building something, you got to start with a foundation, and the foundation has to be everybody not just buying in but trusting in. It's going to take time. I mean, you got a program that's fairly new. You got a head coach. You got some guys that are committed. And I think if everybody buys in, you can do the same thing that Eddie George did. They struggled the first 2 years. Now they have success if they end up 5-2. So just trust the process, trust the coaching staff, and trust everybody that's involved.
Yeah, you talked about Coach George and, you know, trying to get the culture set here and the foundation. And, you know, he's moved forward on that endeavor pretty quickly and in a pretty positive manner.
Yeah, he has. And if you basically he only been coaching. I know he's been coaching 3 years, but it's only 2 because we lost COVID.
Right.
So to be in this position already, you're going to leave out here 5-2, but everybody's buying in. You got the AD that's buying. You got everybody buying in, and we have everybody buying in. Then it's a recipe for success.
Indeed, it is. And you know, one of the other things that I thought was interesting in talking to Coach Gums of Lincoln, who's also their athletics director, he said, look, in today's college football landscape, with the portal, with the NIL, with all that stuff, you could change the dynamic of your program in the blink of an eye.
Absolutely.
You could change it in a season or two really quickly if you're doing the right things.
I mean, if you look at Alabama was dominating the SEC, dominating so many things. Now a lot of guys are leaving because of the NIL and what we talked about. Now it's evening out the whole playing field. So, you know, you just got to take your time and build some players. Look what Deion Sanders doing in Colorado.
Yeah, he just picked up a nice quarterback recruit, Sanders did.
Yeah, I love his last name.
It's a good one, right?
That's a good name. But I love what he's doing.
No relation?
No, I just beat him.
You probably keep looking, right? You're trying to
yeah,
figure
I
out
know, because
something.
I want a couple of his dollars.
right. I get it.
Yeah, but he's doing a great job building that program. Deion Sanders, I mean, he walked into the meeting room and said, you know what, if you're not a part of this process, you can leave now. Go in there because he's bringing in his players. But it takes time. I mean, it takes time.
One thing I thought was really interesting in talking to Eddie about how he constructed here, there has not been a player that they have not renewed, though. There's not been a player when he came in and took over the program and he said, nah, you're not for us, get out. Nah, you're not for us, get out. He didn't do that at all. So tip of the cap and credit to Eddie George and his staff for keeping everyone around.
Yeah, I mean, it's a great job because when you're building something, everybody's got to be on the same page. And when you're on the same page, you can build something special. But if you have a whole bunch of individuals and doing their own thing, then it's going to be a recipe for disaster.
As Way.
I love that guy. I love this guy.
I know you do.
He is fighting every play.
He is.
They're down 28-0. He's still fighting. I mean, look at his body language. He's like, you know what? I'm him. I mean, I don't know what everybody's saying, but I'm him. But he's a guy that has a tenacity. I know they're down 28-0, but he's still figuring out a way to run through somebody's lips. You like that term, don't you?
I do.
I'm just kidding. Oh, man.
He says he likes to mold his game after Josh Jacobs.
Oh, he's a dude from the Raiders.
Yep. As here, Goodwin's going to take it himself, be pushed out just shy of the 30-yard line.
Yeah, just a great job by that secondary. I mean, you got Harper, Phillips, and Joseph. You know, the quarterback, Goodwin, is looking downfield. There's nobody open. He goes to his first and second and third read, and there's nobody open because of the secondary is consistently covering their wide receivers.
Yeah, they've been doing a good job
yes,
here
they have.
all afternoon of swarming around and making the job that much tougher for TJ Goodwin, the 6'5", 210-pounder from Houston, Texas.
Houston, Texas.
Not sure if he's an Astros fan or not.
How are they doing? What's going on with baseball? Anything?
They're in the postseason.
Okay.
Come on. How do you? Come on. They're in the League Championship Series, both the NL and AL, as that is going to be incomplete. It's the Astros and Rangers in the American League, the Diamondbacks and Phillies in the National League.
Yeah, but I mean, just great job by the secondary. I mean, you got a ball that's floating in the air. I can pick that off. I mean, the thing about it is you want to throw it to on a rope to make sure you don't have the defensive back to come and make it. But just a great break by the defensive back. Great job, great physicalness. Quack, quack, absolutely quack, quack. That was a duck or a squirrel or a gerbil, something like that, but it was just kind of wiggling in the air like that.
Deron Johnson is deep for TSU, and he'll let it bounce back to about the 28-yard line or so is where the Tigers will be taking it over. TSU, the Tigers, looking to add to their 28-0 lead here on the Oaklanders About 4 minutes to roll with here in the first half. Back here in Nashville, Tigers leading the Oaks 28-0. And after we went to break, Edwin Rhodes, or maybe it was actually Deion Willers, a couple number 12s. Anyways, number 12.
Don't that drive you crazy?
It does. And one of them, and sorry
Second
for the one that
charge,
didn't do it, but an
timeout
unsportsmanlike conduct.
Of the half, Lincoln.
So that's why the ball moved back a little bit now. Lincoln is going to call a timeout. Want to talk things over with their crew. Here with 4:20 to play here in the first half. And you don't want to see unsportsmanlike conducts in this situation. You know, and talking to both coordinators this week, and that was one of the keys they said is, you know, look, despite how this game may go or may not go, we need to play with class and not do anything and not talk business, not talk ridiculousness. Just go out there and play our game, do it businesslike, and get it done.
Yeah, you know, a tough guy's not hitting after the play. Yeah, I mean the team. Say that again.
No, and so you know when you look at that, I think it's important to come away with the idea of just playing in a positive manner as opposed to, you know, bringing up things and trying to get under people's skin. Just play your game and leave it out on the field.
Yeah, because you don't want to be a tough guy. A tough guy's not hitting after the play. A tough guy is fighting between the lines. I mean, if you look at a couple of weeks ago when they played Kennesaw State, it was a fight every single play. You're not going to score any points throwing blows. You want to score points on special teams, offense, and defense.
Let's take a look at the game summary and how we've gotten here to this point. TSU with the 3 rushing touchdowns. Lost fumble for Lincoln. Couple failed 4th down attempts. As here, the handoff and speeding forward there is going to be Rouse. So Jalen able to pick up some yardage.
Man, he just looked good. I love what he's doing. And when you run this outside zone, look at the offensive line. Them big nasties are running. But the one thing that he does, he just keeps his feet moving, keep churning and churning, stand in front of the chains. Now went from first down to first down. That's exactly what you want to see with your offense.
Rouse was 68 yards a week ago. Got to be close to that total so far here this afternoon.
Got some laundry.
It's been a lot of laundry.
Absolutely.
Holding. Offense, number 58, 10-yard penalty, first down.
Adine Diaby, the freshman from Georgia, called there.
Yeah. Oh yeah, there it is, right there. I mean, you can't grab the defender. I mean, when you're playing offensive line, you got to keep your hands in. When you start grabbing jerseys, and the funny thing about it is, when one flag comes out, but then another comes out behind it, that means two guys knows exactly what you did.
You're not going to win that argument.
Absolutely not. No, sir.
So it'll be a 1st and 20 here for TSU as Bryant peers over toward the sideline. Bryant with a lot of real estate here to make up. And here he's going to keep it himself as he falls forward.
You know, I love what the Ron H., the offensive coordinator, is doing. I love the multiple formations that he has. That formation, they went to 20 personnel. That's 2 backs, 0 tight ends, and 3 wide receivers. You want your playmakers on the field. And if you look at the running game's been going outstanding. So now you have 2 backs in the backfield. You can give the one back the ball, you give it to another, and that's exactly what I love what they're doing up the formation-wise.
So it'll be a 2nd down and 12. Less than 3 minutes to work with here at half number 1. It's been all Tigers so far in this one, as Bryant here is going to hand it off again.
They're getting 4 and 5 pops a game. I mean, if you look when Rouse and Gann coming into the game, they're averaging 3.9, 3.5 yards a game. But look at the vision. Just look at the way he moves his feet. Look at the way how big the hole is. He keeps his feet moving, and now you're standing in front of the change. It's 3rd and 3, a manageable 1st down.
Bryant with a couple receivers on each side. Now he backs off to take a look over. Bryant 3 for 4, 33 yards in the passing department so far here this afternoon. He's also rushed for 10 yards. He's going to look to pass here. It's going to be tipped. Yeah, Rouse already was 71 yards, so more yards than he had all of last week.
Yeah, I mean, when you're pounding the football, you just don't even put the football in the air. You got Rouse and Gann that is this averaging 4 or 5 yards a pop. Just put the ball in your playmaker's hands. I wouldn't throw a screen. I wouldn't throw nothing. I'm just running through somebody, lift someone in the outside zone, inside zone, and make sure I stay in front of the chains. But on that series, there was no rhythm. I mean, you just look at what they did. They were standing behind the chains. They get off on 4th down. Now you have a chance for the Oaklanders to make some plays.
Shaman Guinness is back to receive for the Oaks.
After the play, unsportsmanlike conduct, defense, number 3, his first of the game, 15-yard penalty, 1st down.
That was on Jason Dandridge out of Berkeley, California, so it's maybe starting to get a little ugly, maybe.
Is it Christmas? Because that was a gift. I mean, when did he do that? I mean, you got a defense that's struggling. You got a whole organization that's struggling. Don't put your situation to where the Tigers can get another score. I mean, it's 1:58 before the halftime. You're down 28-0. You just gave them a 1st down, and now they have a chance to load onto that lead.
Yep. So it'll be a 1st and 10 from their own 46. That's where TSU has it. Looking to add. Here's Bryant. A little bit more deliberate. Will feed off. And a gain there of a couple yards for Cannon Adrian. He's had a nice afternoon as well.
Oh, yes, he has. And even last week, he was 2 for 27, made a touchdown last week, so we're consistently hear his name. And all he did was just run, we call it a combination route. The number 1 wide receiver ran a curl, and the number 2 wide receiver, which was him, he ran an out route. So you just throw him the ball, let him make plays, and let the wide receiver get a 1st down.
Shadows have started to show themselves here in Nashville. Pass out to Rouse up the sideline, and he'll step out just shy of the 30-yard line.
Yeah, but a great job by Brian. And the one thing I love that he did is he didn't force the ball in. There was nobody open downfield. What do? You just throw a little outlet to Jalen Rouse. Let him make plays, and that's when you become a mature quarterback. You have nothing downfield. You got a coverage. They're covering your wide receivers downfield. Just throw it to a safe place, and that's Rouse.
So it'll be a 1st and 10 from the 33. Bryant wanting to make 100% sure what Coach H wants. Peering over, now he's ready. He's gonna give it to Rouse. Bounces off one, out to the sideline. Tried to turn it upfield, but was tracked down there pretty tightly by Keyshawn Berry.
Man, just great job by Rouse. If you look at the earlier season, Rouse has been banged up, you know, in some of the games that, you know, he hasn't been played. One game he had 0 carries and 0 yards because he was consistently hurt. But the one thing he's doing, man, I love his vision. I love what he's doing. He's standing in front of the chains. He's lowering his shoulder and just making something happen.
So earlier,
yes,
we seemed to see a more deliberate offense. They seem to know what, or sorry, we see a faster offense.
Yes.
Seem to know. Now maybe they're backing off to try to work on certain specific things as Bryant gives it off here to Rouse.
Yeah, you're just fundamentals. I mean, this is where you get some guys some work. I mean, if you look at Bryant, he, you know, earlier in the season he was struggling with passing the ball and also just making the right reads. This is a time where you can get better. I know you're up 28-0 and you're not taking the metal foot off the pedal, but you're getting some good work with your quarterback. You're getting good work with your running backs. You're getting good work with your wide receivers. And if you have that, then now you have a chance to go to playoffs, and it's going to benefit the team.
Buck and a half to play here in the first half as Bryant, 10 seconds on the clock. There again, the handoff. That's going to be thrown out of bounds there. That was Gant.
Yeah, oh, he looks good. Man, we always talking about a running back that's patient. Watch the patient. He sees it, boom, burst upfield. And the one thing I love about he does is he stays in, he tries to stay in bounds because he doesn't want to go out of bounds. He wants to run through somebody's shoulder.
So it'll be a 1st and goal from the 3 as Bryant looks to add to it. And again, he's going to look to the sidelines.
You just want to make sure he's doing the right thing.
There is going to get it over, and that's going to be Gantz with his 3rd touchdown of the afternoon.
Man, great job by Ellis. The one thing about it is the edge pressure guy came and tried to take him. He pitches it to Rouse, and that's just early. Just watch the decision he made. Not the linebacker, but the edge pressure comes up. He pitches the ball, touchdown by Rouse. That's kind of like stealing. Here's the thing that I love about it, Dan, the whole situation is methodically they went down the field. Run, pass, making right decisions. The offensive line has been physical. Receivers making plays. The running backs, Rouse and Gant, are just physical. That's what you want to love with an offense with the Tigers. Jeez.
Extra point is going to be blocked. So it's a 34-0 TSU lead here over Lincoln. Buck 17 to play here in the first half. Mr. Gantz has racked up 3 touchdowns, all on the ground here this afternoon.
Yeah.
68 yards on the ground for him. Jalen Rouse, 93 yards and a score for him. And how about that? You take a look at the graphic on our screen. Today, 4 rushing touchdowns. First 6 games, 8. So that shows how dominant they've been with the ground attack here this afternoon.
Yeah, absolutely, because if you look at the first 6 games, they had 8 rush TDs. Now they had 4 today. What is that telling me and you is they're starting to establish an identity. When you start to establish identity, it's going to make it better for the long run. When you start going against like Tennessee Tech and all those teams, and you establish the run, it's going to set up for the pass and also the play action. They look good today.
They do. They do. Look like they're clicking on most cylinders.
Yeah, most. They just need to quit fighting and trying to be Rocky Balboa and Apollo Creed.
Right. Right.
I must break you. You know, all that stuff. Yeah.
Sly, little sly action.
Yeah.
As the kick here is up.
Uh-oh, danger.
And it'll be caught at the 10. It's going to roll out to the right side and out to about the 30-yard line before, was that Dandridge was thrown out of bounds?
Yeah, I mean, they got good field position, but now they got to do something with it. I mean, they got to figure out a way to get some type of rhythm and get back in this game. I know they're down 35-0 with 1:10. But
it seemed like they had a few things, though. They had a little bit of rhythm on their last possession.
Yeah, but then you have penalties and guys are not just making plays. I mean, you're already a struggling offense. The offensive line is consistently getting on. You got, T.J. Goodwin that's consistently under duress. You got receivers not catching passes. Somebody's got to step up and make a play. They got to take the initiative and say, you know what, let me step up and do something.
So it'll be a 1st and 10 from their own 27. That's where the Oaks will start this drive. Goodwin looking deep, and there he's able to find his player. How about that? Nice pickup there for Tariq Phillips.
Man, just a great job. When we talk about a defensive back peeking inside, it's a double mean. The quarterback pumps, and then the receiver runs a double move, and he just makes a great play. If I'm a defensive back, I'm going to look at the drop of the quarterback. If he pumps, I know it's a double move. That's just a great job by quarterback and wide receiver.
Tariq Phillips last week, 4 catches, 43 yards, and a score. Big catch there. As it's 1st and 10 now on the TSU 41. Goodwin under some pressure, under a lot more pressure before finally being brought down, and more flags.
It's not a laundry out there.
Now some pushing and shoving, and the officials getting in there to separate.
I think a face mask, and I think with offset and penalties, I think there's a hold, and then I think there's a face mask, and I think it's coming right there. There it is.
Looked like Allen might get called for that one.
Yeah, I mean, it was right there.
We have fouls by both teams in the play that were offset. Holding, offense number 79, personal foul, face mask, defense number 9, they were offset. 1st down.
Yeah, holding.
Correction, the holding was on offense number 77.
Willie Canty is who the holding was called on. He was actually offered here at TSU back in 2017, Canty was.
Yeah.
Also looked at by Louisville, Nebraska, went to Louisville in 2018.
Okay.
And has now found his way to Lincoln. As here, Goodwin's under a lot of pressure, running the wrong way. Now, midfield, he's going to launch it into and out of the hands of his intended receiver. That was, again, Tariq Phillips, and I guess why not go back to him, right, when he called it in.
Absolutely. I love what the defensive line is doing. They're pursuing the quarterback, and you got Goodwin that's consistently looking upfield. That's a play that Goodwin has to make. You got the receiver there. Yeah, and he knows it, but he's going to come back to that play because at the end of the day, they got to figure out a spark, and that could have been a spark to try to get back in this game.
You can tell the frustration there from Phillips. He knew he should have had that.
I mean, you just got to sit. I mean, it's kind of hard to set your feet when you're rolling out, but you got to make something happen when you're down 28. Was it 35-0?
Yep,
34. 34.
Yep. With 24 seconds to work with here in the 2nd quarter, Goodwin under pressure again as he rolls to his right, and the pass is going to be complete.
Yep. I mean, just a great job by Goodwin to keep his eyes downfield. You got the receiver with a toe tap, and just look at. We always teach a wide receiver one-on-one. When you catch the ball, toe tap right there.
Yep.
First
got it. Yep. That was Caleb Hervey. We've seen him struggle a couple times earlier in the game. We saw him struggle with the connection.
Yeah,
you talked about, but there he was able to make it happen.
Absolutely. I mean, you struggle a little bit. You got to come back and make the catch. Great catch, great toe tap, and that's what you want to do as your wide receiver.
Goodwin, 17 seconds to work with here in the 1st half, and another whistle.
False start. Offense, number 74, 5-yard penalty. 1st down.
Yeah, we talked about it a little bit earlier, Dan. When you have things like drive killers, when I say drive killers, is you're driving, penalty. Driving, personal foul. It just takes the consistency out because you're having penalties like that.
Called on Dennis Shelley, freshman from Chicago, from the Windy City. It's kind of windy here this afternoon.
It's a little windy.
So it'll be a 1st down and 15. Low snap. Goodwin under a lot of pressure, and he's going to be brought down. That's Allen getting back there in the backfield.
Man, great job by Allen. We talked a little bit about him earlier. One of the guys you highlight, I mean, he has 6 sacks now for 15 tackles. Look at his resent. Look at his pursuit, and look at what he does.
Third and final charge.
Big fella
Timeout
just running
of the half.
Doing a great job.
blinking. It'll be 30 seconds.
Allen doing big things, and they really needed him to step up here this afternoon. Just about every NFL team has taken a gander at Mr. Allen.
Yeah, because he has a motor. When you have a guy at that position, you know, and he has a motor and he's resilient, that's the kind of guy that you want on your field. When you talk about a guy that makes plays and is an impact player like Aaron Donald from the Los Angeles Rams, he just does a great job. Watch what he does. Watch how he uses his hand pop. He goes through him, boom, and makes the tackle. And that's exactly what you want to get your defensive end.
Yep. Allen hoping to be the first drafted player out of TSU since 2020. Has a lot of work to do,
yeah, he does.
But that's something to aim for.
Yep, he's a big man, too.
Yep. 6 foot, 275.
He can run like a receiver. Nah, he ain't that fast.
I was going to say. No, he's got a couple gears, though. He's got a couple gears.
But he
may not be the Ferrari or the Lambo, but you know, but he's got a couple.
But I love his technique. We always talk about a D and having a great technique, and that's what we saw in that play. He understands the situation. He understands how to beat his body, to beat his man with leverage, and that's exactly what we saw in that play.
So 10 seconds to play here in half number 1. The snap low again, and under a lot of pressure again. And Goodwin's going to be brought down by Allen again.
Man, he is resilient. I mean, it just shows you that that's why a lot of NFL teams are looking at him, what he does. He understands the technique, and just look at the play. I mean, he even came on a twist and got to the quarterback. And it just shows he's resilient in what he does. Great job by Allen.
So you look at Allen. He was able to make it happen. Look at that. Big smiles there from him. Couple sacks. And Tennessee State's up all over Roar City. Has the big lead here. The Tigers pouncing on the Oaks. It's a 34-0 lead here at halftime.
At Bombas, we make the comfiest socks, underwear, and t-shirts that feel good and do good. Because when you purchase one, we donate one to those in need. With 100 million donated so far, that's a whole lot of good. And good. And good. And good. Visit Bombas.com and get 20% off your first purchase. Bombas.
Ford. You see the name driving down almost every road in America. But you'll also find it in other places. On the grip of hammers raising homes, in toy boxes, and classrooms. Because over 2,900 Ford dealerships nationwide means more people serving more communities like yours for more than 120 years. Ford, we are all in on America.
Welcome to Ideation Station. As you write, Grammarly can suggest personalized ideas to kickstart your paper.
Definitely this one.
Interesting topic. Do you know where you want to take it next?
Yes, I can make this topic even more focused.
Let Grammarly create a customized research plan so you can get organized.
Perfect.
94% of students say Grammarly helps improve their grades. Download Grammarly for free.
Hey, Dad. What's the ocean like? Are there animals living underwater? Is the ocean warm?
Yeah, it can be very warm.
You were made to remember some days forever. We were made to help you find the best way there.
For a lot of us, weight loss is tricky, and it's hard to know where to start because we're all so different. With Signos, learn how your metabolism works. Signos is an app paired with a continuous glucose monitor that measures your response to diet and lifestyle in real time. Experts say glucose spikes can cause inflammation, weight gain, and lead to serious medical conditions. With Signos, I make better health decisions every day. Take 15% off select plans at signos.com.
Nothing scary about Energizer Ultimate Lithium, the #1 longest lasting AA battery.
That should hold it for now.
What should we do?
I know what to do.
You do?
I'm going to cashnetusa.com. I can apply in minutes, and if approved, we can have the money in our account as soon as the same business day.
You're my hero.
Saving the day is easy with CashNet USA.
When you need money fast, be the hero. Go to cashnetusa.com to apply for the money you need now.
Subway refreshed everything, and now they're slicing their deli meats fresh. That's why the new Subway Series subs are preferred by this QB.
And preferred by his old backup QB.
And if we prefer it, we know you'll prefer it too. Have you been behind me this whole time?
Yep.
The Aristocrat bands here taking part at halftime here inside Nissan Stadium here in Nashville as TSU is leading Lincoln of California, blanking them 34-0, and it's been an interesting first half, and a first half that's been dominated score-wise when you take a look at TSU, especially on the ground, but there have been a couple positives for Lincoln as well.
Yeah, I mean, Lincoln's, they've been doing okay. Man, they just don't have the depth, but you look at what TSU Tigers are doing. The offensive running game has been phenomenal. You got Rouse and Gant, a two-headed monster, and when you talk about building the identity of your team, you build it with the running game, and that's exactly what we saw today.
Let's take a look at the future schedule that TSU has upcoming after this one, including next week and a go time against Lindenwood, who has a bye this week, but we're back in conference play after that.
Yeah, I mean, you want to make sure that you win those games. I know that they're going to win this game today, but you can't start looking ahead of all these games. You got to focus at the task at hand. I know that's cliches, and I know it's coach talk.
But there's a reason there's cliches,
right?
There's
cliches, but you want to make sure you take one game at a time, and they got a great opportunity to win these last couple of games.
Indeed, and so that is where we need to see you next weekend against Lindenwood right here at Nissan. We'll have more coming up. Dr. Mickey Allen, the AD here at TSU, joins us next.
Here sits the McDonald's hash brown, the side that makes every breakfast sandwich better. Let's all be more like the hash brown.
Your favorite breakfast deal is now tastier with the sausage, egg, and cheese McGriddles. Mix and match 2 for $4.79.
Ba-da-ba-ba-ba.
Dude, this thing is awesome.
I know. I bought it using the Cash Rewards card from Navy Federal Credit Union. I get cash back on every purchase. Honestly, I can't imagine where I'd be without them. One word. Got it. Reeling in fish. No. Eating fish. Fish in the sea?
Movie.
Now earn up to 1.75% cash back on all purchases. Navy Federal Credit Union. Our members are the mission.
Here's to the moments between where you are and where you're going, to setting off into the unknown, seeking new horizons, and sharing it all with the ones you love. These moments are everything. Travel beautifully. Shop Monos.com.
Hair has always been pretty central to my identity.
Once I started taking Nutrafol, I could visibly see my hair get thicker.
It made my hair stronger, and the breakage is less.
At Nutrafol, we want to empower women to have the best hair they can have. Nutrafol is 100% drug-free and the #1 dermatologist recommended hair growth supplement.
Nutrafol has taken me back to the hair I was meant to have.
Start your hair growth journey at Nutrafol.com.
Hey, look at you! Florist by day, student by night. Student by day, baker by night. PT by dawn, Dean's List by dusk. Crushing classwork online during the morning rush. Always powered by Penn State World Campus. Since 1998, we've led the charge in online education, offering access to more than 175 in-demand programs taught by our expert faculty. Penn State World Campus delivers. On your time.
Yo, dude, you need some help?
Don't worry about me.
Yo, there's no shame.
You don't know my family, man. My parents or brothers or sisters or cousins ever found out?
Dude, this weight is pretty heavy.
I just need some time and I'll figure it out myself, okay?
Sometimes you just need some help. So if you need therapy, find a licensed therapist at BetterHelp.com.
I'm gonna walk you through everything I eat in a day. Not today, sis. With Noom, you don't have to give up the foods you love to reach your goal weight. For example, unless you plan on orbiting Earth, you don't need to eat powder for every meal. You don't need to eat this, or make sure your meals are pre-planned, pre-cooked, or pretty bland. That's because Noom's psychology-based lessons give you the tools you need to reach your goal weight and improve your mental wellness. Start your free trial today at Noom.com.
I love the fact that HelloFresh always send me something different that I never would have made.
The most amazing recipes delivered right to your door.
Wide variety, pre-portioned ingredients that help make sure you don't waste money on excess food.
HelloFresh gives you all you need to make a really delicious meal right at home.
They have made my life so much easier.
Easy, affordable, really, really good and flavorful.
Tastes so good.
Back here inside Nissan Stadium, the Aristocratic Bands is playing behind us. 34-0. TSU has the lead here over Lincoln as Dan Lang is now joined by the athletic director, Dr. Mickey Allen of TSU. Thanks for stopping by the booth. Pretty happy day for you, right?
Yeah, it's easier to come by when you're up 34-0
I get
right
it.
there.
Yeah.
But no, it's a big time half we had.
And, you know, everything seems to be clicking on the right cylinder, which is obviously good, and it's got to be fun for you to watch.
Absolutely. You know, to see offense, defense, they're all out there schematically. Everybody's in their position, making plays, bouncing around. This is Tennessee State University football.
And the team playing really well this season. If they can get this win today, would be at 5-2. I know also this week you made the big announcement that you guys are going to be playing Howard up in the D.C. area next year. Talk about that.
Yeah, it's important to our HBCU heritage to make sure that we're scheduling HBCUs, right? And so Howard, a very prominent university, and we are as well. And so we'll be we'll be taking our show to Washington, D.C. in 24, and they're going to reciprocate the love in 25. And so, man, just the leadership to set that game up, that meant a lot to our fan base, and I know theirs. And then we also played the John Merritt Classic. We got Mississippi Valley State Labor Day weekend in Nissan Stadium for 24.
All right, I like that. I like those. Let's jump into basketball. And on the men's side, you guys are chosen third in the OVC. Penny has some key returning players back. That's got to be pretty exciting as well. You guys looking pretty good on the hardwood.
Oh, absolutely. Big-time recruiting year for us. We got a lot of talent in. We got a transfer from EIU. Obviously, Marcus Fitzgerald. He's our star. We're going to put him out there in Nashville product. We got Jalen, point guard for us, man. And so we got some talent. Coach Penny right now, he's got us moving the right direction. Preseason practice has gone well. Preseason third, but hey, we expect to be in March, right?
I wouldn't be doing my job if I didn't ask you something about hockey. So, you know, you guys are really trying to do something special on the ice. Talk about how special this is.
Well, right. So we want that TSU brand skating, right?
Yeah.
And so under the leadership of Nick Guerrero, we're working. Me and Dr. Glover, we're trying to get the right coach to be our director of hockey operations. Obviously, we're working in concert with the Nashville Predators and the NHL. We're going to get it right. We're going to get someone in here to lead and make history.
Yep.
Make history.
That's
you know,
what it's about.
The first HBCU program to be in this space, phenomenal, right? In Nashville, we can recruit here, and I think we can be a dominant program once we continue to build it.
Indeed. Thanks for stopping by, Mickey. Appreciate it.
Yeah, thanks,
That's Dr. Allen right there, the athletics director here at TSU. The Tigers all over the Oaks here at the half, 34-0. Back with more after this.
How are you? No, not now. Yeah, dude, that doesn't look good. I know what to do. What's that? I'm going to cashnetusa.com. I can apply in minutes, and if approved, I can have the money as soon as the same business day. Oh, nice save. Saving the day is easy. With CashNet USA.
When you need money fast, be the hero. Go to cashnetusa.com to apply for the money you need now.
Want to make your presentation wow with Canva? You can amaze the crowd. Want to brainstorm? Put your pencils down. Online whiteboards, ideas all around. Woo! Coming in hot with a Canva doc. Docs to decks, I like it a lot. Design a website quick in minutes. Canva videos too, one-stop shop. You can design with ease. Print with free delivery. Make your work feel like a breeze. Beautiful templates, yes please. Whoa, 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 whoa. You can get the job done. Play and have fun. Won't you design today at canva.com.
Is HelloFresh worth the price? Absolutely. Cooking with HelloFresh helps save me time and money while juggling a busy schedule. All of the ingredients come pre-portioned for each recipe and delivered right to my door. It's cheaper than grocery shopping, plus I get to skip the trip and start cooking whenever it's convenient. Did I mention it's 25% cheaper than takeout? Give yourself a break. Order HelloFresh and try it for yourself.
Go to HelloFresh.com/GoHulu and use code GoHulu to get this last chance fall offer.
Subway refreshed everything, and now they're slicing their deli meats fresh. That's why the new Subway Series subs are preferred by this QB.
And preferred by his old backup QB.
And if we prefer it, we know you'll prefer it too. Have you been behind me this whole time?
Yep.
This month, join the new Subway MVP Rewards program and get rewarded. Get 50% off any footlong when you join Subway MVP Rewards. So many all-star options.
It's just for Subway MVPs, right?
You catch on quick, Herbert. Join now and get 50% off any footlong.
Big matchup this week. Yes, sir. I can't begin to imagine what's going through his mind right now.
Let's get it. Hop off a 16 passenger, ditch a D5, no, it's not a challenger. Big one. I get some members with me in the fridge, get cold seat, they some cannibals. Eaters. They like to get geek, drink a whole bottle, wake up and repeat. Damn. She took a look, mixed it with the chill out. Now she says she's seeing 3D.
Yeah. Either way, Joe Burrow is hip.
Real water on me like the sun cares.
Around here, people aren't afraid of hard work, and we don't quit till the job is done. For over 100 years, Long Lewis has partnered with Alabama to provide honest value. Our best price up front, every time. No dealer fees ever. Even a money-back guarantee if you're not completely satisfied. That's how we became the largest dealer in Alabama and #1 in customer satisfaction in the nation. Because in the long run, it's Long Lewis.
At Blaine's Farm and Fleet, we've helped hunters and their pets gear up for the season for over 6 decades. So as you prep for this year's hunt, it pays to have a plan.
Back here at Nissan Stadium here in Nashville, the TSU faithful happy here at halftime with the big leads over Lincoln of California. The Tigers pouncing on the Oaks, 34-zip here at the half. Back with more after this.
NFL football, Little Caesars, and my lucky chair. I'm not changing anything.
Morning, girl. Morning, trash.
Yeah! Good night, hon.
Good night.
Then over here with the gross premium market. Yeah, questions?
George Kittle, what keeps you going all season long?
Little Caesars Pizza, and of course my guy Daryl and his lucky chair.
Yes! Did you hear that, Susan? That's because of the chair.
Daryl gets it. He knows the four-quarter calzone from Little Caesars is officially delicious.
Pizza.
Factor provides balanced eating made simple.
They provide a new menu every week with delicious, nutritious meals.
It's so convenient. It's just delivered right to your door.
The meals can be heated in the oven or microwave in minutes.
You choose your meals based off your taste preferences, dietary restrictions, and meal history.
So not only will you love what you get, but you can also stay fit easily.
So easy, simple, and nutritious.
This is so good.
Visit factormeals.com/50 and use code 50 for 50% off.
Did you know you can get someone to shop for you? Stitch Fix really gets me and what I need. Even better, they save me a trip to the mall. It's easy. I share my style, size, and budget, and they do the shopping for me. Stitch Fix sends me things that fit and make me feel like a more stylish version of myself. I keep what works and send back the rest. No subscription required. No commitment, just my style. Stitch Fix.
Wrangler, for the ride of life. Ford. You see the name driving down almost every road in America. But you'll also find it in other places. On the grip of hammers raising homes, in toy boxes, and classrooms. Because over 2,900 Ford dealerships nationwide means more people serving more communities like yours for more than 120 years. Ford, we are all in on America.
Liquid IV powdered hydration, now it's sugar-free. Scientifically formulated to deliver 3 times the electrolytes of the leading sports drink. Packed with flavor and 0 artificial sweeteners. Liquid IV, now it's sugar-free.
Circulon A1 series with scratch defense. Groundbreaking extreme non-stick that won't scratch. Built from 3 layers of non-stick for the durability to withstand over 350,000 metal utensil scrapes in laboratory testing. That's 130 times longer lasting than the competition. Built for maximum performance and durability. Cook fearlessly. Circulon Scratch Defense. Toughness re-engineered. Get free shipping at Circulon.com.
Yeah, I like to swing. And I like to get cash back when I swing. Cha-ching. So I use the free Rakuten browser extension when I shop. Now I never miss cash back or deals. Just download the browser extension and shop as usual. And click to activate cashback or coupons at thousands of stores. It's so easy. I've even turned the neighbors onto it. We're all swinging now. Cha-ching.
Back here in Nashville, happy fans for TSU, the Tigers, Roar City all over Lincoln, 34-0. Let's take a look at halftime highlights and stats, and let's look at how we got to this point. And the ground game for TSU really doing it big, as especially it was Jordan Gant getting things started and showing that stick-to-itiveness up the middle and into the end zone. Gant in that first half gained 68 yards on the ground and racked up a total of 3 touchdowns. Doing a really good job, Gant did, and you can see the speed from Gant. There you can see the speed from Jalen Rouse, who also brings it. Rouse in the first half, 97 yards and a score. And then also hitting pay dirt was Delaney Majors. And now back to Gant yet again, as Gant, as we said, had 3 touchdowns. So total of 5 touchdowns for TSU, and that is how we have gotten to this point as we take a gander at the halftime stats, which are presented by Digital Scoreboards, a proud supporter of the OVC. Digital Scoreboards provides indoor and outdoor displays, and there we see the halftime stats as Chris Sanders rejoins me, and you take a look at them, and a couple things really come out. Rushing yards, which I just talked about with the guys on the ground, making it happen, and obviously total yards.
Yeah, but also you want to talk about the foundation of your team, and that's the run game. They had 178 yards rushing. You got Rouse and Gant that are a two-headed monster, but it just shows you when you run and pound the game, it opens up so many things later on for your team.
And one of the things you talked about in the first half were some of the times that Lincoln, hit themselves in the foot as they were kind of seemed to have a couple positive things, seemed to maybe be stringing together some stuff, and then they'd get a penalty. And they had 6 penalties for 46 yards in that first half.
Yeah, when you're a struggling team and you're struggling on offense, defense, and special teams, you got to figure out a way to not make those mistakes. You got, holding penalties, you got unsportsmanlike conduct. When you're trying to get your program going, you can't make those mistakes.
Speaking of getting programs going, Eddie George has his program going in the right direction, as today
he's doing a great job.
Looking to get their 5th win.
Yeah.
Out in front 34-0. And then you look at the OVC schedule, which we talked about here at halftime a few moments ago, but you take a look at it, and, not to get anywhere ahead of anybody's selves, but, you look at it, this is a situation, and there's a lot to play for, because when you look at Eddie and talking positive and getting everybody going in the right direction, they can come away with a winning record this year. That's huge. And, of course, you can always say, have the chance to win out.
Yeah, absolutely, because if you look at their starts late, earlier in TSU, the last winning season that they had was, I think it's 2016, if I'm making sure. But the thing about it is you're starting from the ground up. You're building a foundation of understanding how to build and building a team that can be successful, and that's exactly what we're seeing here. I know it took a little time. I know the first 2 years were a struggle, but you're looking at the maturation of a team that can be something special.
And that's something that you talked about also in the first half was patience.
Patience. You got to be patient.
That's a bad word. Have that as the second half here is underway.
We got to tell Eddie George story. Me and Eddie George played at The Ohio State University, and I played it with the Tennessee Titans.
Really? I didn't know that. I had no idea. You guys know each other?
I'm just better looking. Nobody knows. We had a talent show one time when we was with.
Oh boy.
I think it was with the Titans or with the Ohio State. Okay. Do you know what his nickname was?
No. Go ahead.
It was E.T.
E.T. Okay.
That's just
okay.
Don't you tell him that? Because you remember that show, E.T.?
Oh, sure.
Yeah, and what he did is when he was doing a talent show, he put a cover over him, and he pointed up and said, "Phone home." That
oh, boy. Oh, boy.
That's my guy. I know that's a crazy story, but, man, love the guy, one of my best friends, hard worker, and he's just going to be a Hall of Famer one day. Love that dude.
And you talk about Eddie in the entertainment industry. You know, he also had some time on Broadway when he was doing a little Chicago action.
Actually, I went to go see one of his plays called Whipping Boy.
Okay.
And it was a one-man play.
Oh, wow.
And I watched him do that. I don't understand how he can memorize all that stuff, but it was actually good. And when they got done, everybody gave him a standing ovation. Unbelievable play.
Indeed. And right now he has his team cranking in the right direction, up 34-0 here on Lincoln as the second half is underway. And Otis Way carrying the ball as, you know, he's a guy that he actually says, Otis Way does, his biggest pet peeve, I'm going to see here after this play if you can come up with it. What do you think his biggest pet peeve is?
Losing?
No, as you said, he's a big dude already, right? So his biggest pet peeve is going to the grocery store without a plan. That's what he said. His biggest. There you see number 26.
Hey, every guy doesn't have a plan. I mean, when I'm going to the grocery store, I'm getting honey buns. I'm getting nothing healthy. What are you talking about? Getting fruit and get out of here. Right. I'm talking about Coca-Cola. I'm talking about honey buns. I'm talking about all kind of the good stuff that an athlete wants to eat.
He wants a plan. He doesn't want to just go in there and wander around for hours on end.
Absolutely.
So it'll be a 3rd and 3 from their own 32. Trying to string something together here. Goodwin has a little bit of time. Threw it a little bit high, but able to haul it in there is Tariq Phillips. So Phillips has had a couple of the big catches here so far this afternoon.
Yeah, but just watch him. The quarterback, Goodman, just throws the ball where only the wide receiver can catch. We always talk about a receiver catching the ball with his hands. When you got a big physical guy like that to stretch out and catch it, that's just a great catch by that wide receiver.
And he kind of threaded the needle, Goodwin did there. Like, there were a couple of TSU defenders converging there on Phillips, and he was able to zip it in there.
Absolutely. We always talk about a quarterback throwing it into a window, and that's exactly what he did on the play.
So a fresh set here as we approach the 13-minute mark, and there, Way lost his footing.
Yeah, that play was a disaster from the start. I mean, just look at what he did. He got the football, and when you talk about having your balance, when you slip like that and stay behind the chains, that's just a tough thing to overcome. I can't believe I shared that ET story, man. Now I feel bad.
Well, you know, next week when I meet with Eddie, that's going to be coming up.
Oh,
yep.
But that's he knows that's a joke. We clown like that because he had to do a talent show, but he wants to forget. Love that dude. Great man, great father, great husband.
You said he did win the talent show, or he did not?
He was awful. It was bad, but you know, he's a great football player.
And there, back to rack up the sack. His 3rd of the day is Allen.
Man, just a great job by Allen. We talk about pursuing to the quarterback, and that's what he's been doing all day. But look at the technique. A little, bull rush and run through the guy, catching the quarterback and just making plays consistently. Just like what you said, it's his 3rd sack, and we still got a long way to go in this game.
He had a couple sacks in the last game. Overall, coming into today, had 5 sacks. So 5 sacks on the season. Today he already has 3, as there Tariq Phillips is down. That's the second LIU player that we've seen down on the field. We'll take a timeout. 12-17 to roll with here in the 3rd. The Tigers leading the Oaks 34-0 here on ESPN+.
It was just a few drinks. I'm good.
I thought it was good.
After every game, we always have a few. It's no big deal. It was no big deal.
Hey, I can hold my liquor. I thought I could hold my liquor.
CenterPoint Energy's newest generation of safe, efficient energy includes capturing and harnessing the natural power of pure sunshine. We are increasing solar in our balanced and reliable energy mix as we power our region with more clean, renewable energy. We're bringing a little piece of the sun to every home and business while reducing carbon emissions and helping create a cleaner environment. It's just a little something for your smart energy future.
Your excellence starts here. The moment you become a TSU Tiger. From student to history maker, trailblazer, and beyond.
You're looking at a very proud graduate of the only state-funded historically black university in Tennessee.
Excellence is our habit at Tennessee State University.
Back here in Nashville, there you see Tariq Phillips, the Oaks receiver, walking along the sidelines with one of their trainers as he left the game. He's had a couple of nice catches here in the second half, had a big catch in the first half. It'll be a 3rd and 26.
Yeah, screen.
So we'll see what Goodwin has here.
That's
and actually, it's not going to be Goodwin, and it's going to be Allen, and the ball comes loose. One of the Tigers is going to come up with, that's going to be Allen coming up with it as he tumbles down to the ground. And Allen not giving up on the play, getting the sack, then seeing the ball come loose and hustling after it.
Man, just a great job by Allen, but also that front is consistently sending pressure. I know they're up, 35-0, but they're consistently around the quarterback. Just look at the pursuit. The quarterback was in trouble from jump. And then you have a situation where Allen makes the sack, but then also gets the recovery. It just shows you that this guy is so special.
Nate Fuentes was the quarterback there. You can see Allen all excited. He's fired up.
Yeah, he is. I mean, he's having
no reason not to be, right?
No, he's got about 235,000 X-squared sacks, but he's just consistently around the ball. He's ferocious. He understands what to do, and he's just a playmaker on defense, and that's exactly who you need to have on your defense.
Making big things happen throughout the game. And he's one of the guys that they're relying on since the D-line is a little thin with injuries right now. He's one of the guys that they're relying on. And Brandon Fisher, the defensive coordinator, saying Cam Stewart really is the key. He said he's a guy that they got to keep healthy. They got to keep in there on the defensive side of things. And Cam fills up a lot of space. And he's done a good job here this afternoon as well. And if he does well, that allows some of the dudes around him, i.e. Allen, to step it up and do really well as well.
Absolutely. Stewart is just a big boss. And now we just see a touchdown with Ellis. Now he's going to do a dance. I mean, I don't know what that is, but it's really cool. I mean, it's just good to see them out here having fun, because if you look at last year, they went through so many trials and tribulations and they had nothing to celebrate. But now they're making plays, guys making touchdowns, the running game is going well, special team with Laurie. They're just a complete team that's making some plays all around the board.
Yeah, and there's that happy medium, right, of having fun, dancing around,
absolutely.
But yet not saying, like, in your face.
No, it's not mocking anybody. They're just enjoying the process because, at the end of the day, it's about having fun. You're not mocking the quarterback. You're not mocking the team. You're just saying, we've been through some trials. We've been through some stuff. Now let me enjoy my success.
As the extra point there is good. So TSU has the 41-0 lead here over Lincoln with just under 12 minutes to work with in the third. And, we noticed when we went to break a couple minutes ago, Marquise Lawson Greenwood was dancing around for Lincoln. and you kind of said, okay, that's kind of cool. Like, they're still loose. They're still having a good time.
Yeah, he's having a good time. But if I'm a head coach, and I'm down 40 points, and you're dancing and you cutting the rug,
you're going to change the tune.
I'm going
change the channel.
I'm going to say, grab your pads and get out. And I'm not saying in a disrespectful way, but you're down 40-0. You still want to stay focused. You still got a game. And I understand you want to dance, but I'm not going to be dancing if I'm getting my lips beat in and it's down 40-0. I'll dance in the locker room when they're playing some Johnny Cash or Conway Twitty. I mean, something like that.
Hey, man, Conway Twitty, Johnny Cash. I like those polls.
Give me a song.
Twitty City? Were you a big fan of Twitty City?
I know a song. Hello, darling. Come on. What you said.
Yeah. Twitty City.
Twitty City.
Legendary down here. Yeah.
I know.
Marty Robbins.
Marty Robbins. At the end of the day, it's a game, and I understand it. And I'm not getting down to anybody who's dancing.
Right.
But you just want to make sure you stay focused and dance after the game. But if I'm getting beat 40-0,
you don't want to see that.
There ain't too much dancing I'm doing. No, sir.
For the record, he's now sitting down.
Yeah. I think somebody told him something. Yeah, cut her.
Just saying.
You can't cut a rug when you're down 40. Better sit down.
As the kickoff here will be fielded in the end zone and brought out to about the 15-yard line before being brought down.
Yeah, special teams. You know, Keith Burns is doing a great job. We always talk about being great in every facet of the game. Offense, defense, special team. The kicking game's been awesome. We ain't had too many field goals because they've been scoring touchdowns, but they're putting together a complete team, offense, defense, and special teams.
But they've been having a ton of field goals the last few games.
Yeah, but and we are, yeah.
You know, I mean, look, credit James Lowry.
He's a dude.
He's done a heck of a job.
Yeah. Who was the kicker? And I'm gonna see if you know trivia. Who was the kicker that played in the 1999? He played with the Titans. That was a great kicker. Come on, are you serious? He called him Mr. Automatic. Al Del Greco.
Oh yeah.
Maybe I didn't explain it. Al Del Greco.
It's too bad we're live because I'd be like, nah, we gotta X that out. That's horrible on my end.
No, he played in the stadium.
Yeah.
They called him Mr. Automatic. And he's just one of those guys that consistently make plays, and that's what we have with Lowry.
As here, checking back in is T.J. Goodwin as quarterback for Lincoln. He handed it off there.
Yeah.
And, you know, what this, you know, and you were part of it here at the beginning of the Titans and all that, and coming in here in the stadium as we take another look here. Another low snap. We've seen that as one of the big trends here for Lincoln. But how much this stadium and the Titans have meant to Nashville and the growth of Nashville and the growth of downtown and Broadway and just how everything's come together.
You just gave me chills because one of the most memorable plays that's been in this stadium was the Music City Miracle. And I had a chance to watch. You got Kevin Dyson, Frank Wycheck, and Lorenzo Neal. That's a part of one of the biggest plays in the history of this franchise. And when you come in this stadium, you just feel the impact. You feel the family. You feel everything that we built because we had to go to Memphis, then we went to Vanderbilt, then we came here. And to come in here our first season, host Buffalo, Music City Miracle, go to Indianapolis, win there, and then go to the Jacksonville Jaguars. They were 14-2, and we the only team to beat them twice. It just shows you the family.
As here, see, maybe a
an
extra. Yeah, that was not a maybe.
He tackled him in the stands.
After the play, personal foul, late hit, defense, number 48, 15-yard penalty, first down.
He tackled him in the stands.
He did. He did. That was Chris Walker, too. He gets a lot of playing time, so he's used to being, you know, you can maybe see a guy that may not be as tuned into what's going on, but Walker's out there a lot. He's one of the key dudes.
He is, but he just wants to win. I mean, he's been a part of the process of, you know, having those couple of losses. So when you have guys that want to win and you have the pillar of your defense with Stewart and then you have other guys that's there, it's just a recipe for success.
As now, the handoff, that's Way off to the right side, still on his feet, barreling past two Tigers defenders before being brought down. He's fired up.
Yeah, he is. I mean,
showing the first down.
Yeah, just a great job by him. And just look at the run that he made. They just throw a little quick screen to your running back. And look at what he does. The vision, you know, the guy, he's shedding
personal
foul,
illegal block below the waist. Offense, number 74, 15-yard penalty, first down.
It just.
And again.
Yeah.
And again.
Yeah, it's what happens when you put on the same, what happens when you put on the same record? You hear the same song.
Yep.
And that's exactly what we're seeing right now is it's the same song. I'm driving, penalty. Driving, penalty because they consistently putting on the same record.
Yeah, that's tough. And that was called, again, I believe it was Canty. Or actually, no, maybe it was Dennis Shelley. Sorry, Shelley, the freshman. That's the second time he's been called with a big one as well. But yeah, you know, you look at Way and what he's been able to do, and then that's taken away, and now you have a 1st and 23 from your own 15 when you're out near midfield just a couple minutes ago, a couple seconds ago.
I mean, you're just consistently behind the chains. We talked about a little earlier, when you're having drive killers, when you're driving penalty, and you got your struggling offense, that's just, it leaves a bad taste in your mouth. They're going to have to figure this out really, really quickly because it doesn't get easier on their next games.
You want to take a gander or take a guess at who Otis Way would want to have dinner with? 3 dudes?
Like football players?
Yeah, football players.
I would say Eddie George.
Chris Sanders?
Nah, he'd be like, who are you? I would say Tomlinson from the Chargers.
That's one of his favorite players, but he did not list LT in that one.
You're going to have to help me.
All right, Adrian Peterson.
Close, yep.
John Randall and Bud Grant. Those are the three he wants to have dinner with. That's an interesting poll.
Well, Randleman was a great player.
Yeah.
Played for the Pittsburgh Steelers, was a quarterback in college. Didn't he go for the University of Indiana? Just a great player that, you know, I think he went to the Super Bowl and won a Super Bowl. So, I mean, those are great players to emulate yourself after.
41-0, Tigers leading the Oaks here with just under 10 minutes to work with in the third. Some personnel changes here for Lincoln. Goodwin still in the backfield. I haven't really heard from Patrick Charles. We were told we were going to, and haven't called his name or number out at all, as that's going to be passed right into the hands of a TSU player. That's going to be right into the hands.
Is an interception
of Jeremiah Joseph.
Man, he's been consistent all year. I mean, we've been hearing his name, he's making plays, but that's just like I said earlier.
Timeout.
I think it's Christmas. They're consistently giving up gifts. Let's go.
So for Josephs, his second INT of the season, Tennessee State looking to add more, up 41-0. 9.5 to play in the third.
Welcome to Ideation Station. As you write, Grammarly can suggest personalized ideas to kickstart your paper.
Definitely this one.
Interesting topic. Do you know where you want to take it next?
Yes, I can make this topic even more focused.
Let Grammarly create a customized research plan so you can get organized.
Perfect.
94% of students say Grammarly helps improve their grades. Download Grammarly for free.
I avoided credit cards most of my life, but when I started to create a streaming platform for musicians like me, I knew it was important to build my credit to set my business up right. I heard about the Chime Credit Builder card and I signed up right away. I didn't have to worry about fees, interest, or credit checks. Within a month, my score went up. Now it's up over 100 points. I feel set up for success, and so is my business. I tell everybody about the Chime Credit Builder card. Here we go. Check it out at chime.com.
Did you know you can get someone to shop for you? Stitch Fix really gets me and what I need. Even better, they save me a trip to the mall. It's easy. I share my style, size, and budget, and they do the shopping for me. Stitch Fix sends me things that fit and make me feel like a more stylish version of myself. I keep what works and send back the rest. No subscription required. No commitment, just my style. Stitch Fix.
Hey, look at you! Florist by day, student by night. Student by day, baker by night. PT by dawn, dean's list by dusk. Crushing classwork online during the morning rush. Always powered by Penn State World Campus. Since 1998, we've led the charge in online education, offering access to more than 175 in-demand programs taught by our expert faculty. Penn State World Campus delivers. On your time.
Back here inside Nissan Stadium, Nashville, Tennessee, where TSU has the 41-zip lead on Lincoln. And Ellis is going to hand it off. That's going to be Gant. Close to a first down marker, but just shy of it.
Man, just a great job by Gant. We were talking about a running back having vision. He's been doing that all day. And the one thing I love that they're doing, they're standing in front of the chains. They're making sure that they have a manageable first down, and that's exactly what we've been seeing all day. Just methodically going down the field, guys making plays.
Which is kind of the opposite of what we've seen from Lincoln.
I know. They're going backwards. The Tigers are going forward. But it just shows you a mature team. I mean, if you look at last year, I keep re-alluding to that.
No, but there's a reason.
Yeah, last year, they would play teams like this, and they would struggle. Now they say, okay, we're supposed to come out and beat you, and they're winning you in all phases of the game.
Here's Ellis. He's under some pressure. He'll keep it himself as he rolls out to the left side, and he'll be tackled out of bounds at about the 5-yard line.
Yeah, great job by Ellis. There was nothing downfield. He just made something happen with his feet. And right now in this game, I wouldn't be running my quarterback. You're up 41-0. We want to put him in harm's way. You got Linden next week. Just take him out the game and let him rest up for next week.
What do you think with the way Draylon a lot of times will run holding the ball out instead of tucking it?
Oh, you got to tuck it. I see the moves. I saw my move? Yeah, but you want to make sure you secure the football, because if you start playing teams that are swatting at the ball, swinging at the ball, that's going to be a bad situation, and Deron H is going to get very upset at you.
By the way, for the viewers that may not understand what Chris was just talking about, we stand as here Gant gets the handoff, and another touchdown for him. as Gant racks it up. That is his 4th score of the afternoon.
Man, just a great job by Gant. I mean, they've just been consistent all day. The running game, the offensive line has been playing well. But just the vision of Gant. There was nothing on the inside zone. He bounces it outside and just makes them play. Look at what he does. We always talk about running back doing a jump cut. That's exactly what he did because there was nothing there.
Those ankles, able to move it, able to change the direction there real quick.
I wish the camera was right there when I saw that move.
You wish we had an in booth? Yeah,
I thought you was LaDainian Thomas. I got scared. I was like, what's
I grew up watching LT. I grew up watching LT.
Yeah.
As there the extra point, but there's going to be a whistle. Nope, they're going to go ahead and say, yep. So, all right, 47-0 is where we stand. Just over 8 minutes to play here in the third. The Tigers have the lead over the Oaks. As you can see, Gant getting some congratulations from his teammates as he has earned his keep here this afternoon. Eric George among those going over and patting Gant on the head. Gant, you know, a redshirt freshman, 5'10", 205 pounds out of Lakeland, Florida. Only had 3 touchdowns the entire season coming into today.
Man, he looks good. I mean, you know, I talked to Eddie George last week, and he just raves about this kid. The one thing that he does so well is he consistently lowers his pass when he gets contact. When the first defensive guy tries to get to him, he sheds him off and he makes plays. The vision of this guy, the toughness, he's a guy that's not going to run out of bounds.
Now we've seen TSU able to add to it, and that's also the sign of a successful and a good football team. You can continuously add, and they've been able to here this afternoon.
Maturity. I mean, I said it earlier, you got to be mature. When you have these teams that you're supposed to beat, sometimes you'll come out sluggish and sometimes you'll just play according to their ability. But they came out, they had 3 or 4 drives that they made touchdowns. It just shows you that they're maturing in every phase of the game.
So this is going to sail out of the back of the end zone. And we'll see what Lincoln is able to bring out. You know, in an instance like this, when you have a 47-0 lead, obviously talking about TSU at this point, you're able to bring in maybe some other players that haven't had any time yet this year, or backups or third stringers. You can get some time to feel more comfortable and just continue to build that depth.
Yeah, I remember when I went to The Ohio State University and we go to the bowl games, a lot of guys that didn't play would practice a lot because they want to get experience. The same thing in this situation. You know, guys that haven't played all season can get a taste of victory, but get a taste of just making some plays. So you want to do that because you got to remember, the way you build a great team is foundational-wise, and that's the players behind the guys that are playing now.
So it's a 1st and 10 from their own 35 for Lincoln. Another low snap, and the handoff going to be to Way, and within a lot of Tigers defenders, able to gain a few yards. You know, I like the mantra which Way lives by. Work in silence because no one cares.
Nobody, you just want to work in silence because sometimes people talk but don't bring no action behind it. And every time he gets the ball, there's some action now. I mean, he's trying to run through somebody's face. He's consistently moving his feet and just watching his eyes. He wants to run through somebody.
I was gonna say, he hasn't really been too silent here today.
Oh,
he's had some great plays, and unfortunately for him individually, some of them have been erased because of penalties. But he's had some nice plays.
Oh, he has. I mean, just like this run right here, there's nobody there. And, you know, a lot of defensive guys are there for TSU. But even though he got hit in the backfield, he still makes some positive plays. I mean, just look at how he's built. He's built like a rock. He's solid. He got those thick legs. And look at his eyes. He's got the eye of the tiger and want to run through somebody's face.
As here, rolling out to his left before being brought down at about the 45-yard line is Jimmy Inman.
Yeah, we got another quarterback.
So Inman going to see some time.
Yeah, but just look at right here. There's just nothing there. You got all the defensive guys swarming to him. And, you know, when you come into a situation where you're down, 47 points, the defense is going to tee off on you. And that's exactly what's happening in this area.
As here, he's going to keep it himself, and he's going to be brought down for a loss. So Inman with the carry there, but he's being brought down by Brent Rowe.
Yeah, I mean, great job by Rowe. And if you look at earlier in the season, some of the struggles that the defense was having is the tackling. I mean, we always talk about fundamentals, tackling, catching the ball, and you're just looking at the defense on what they're doing. They're rallying to the ball. Everybody's tackling. The form tackle is outstanding. Great job by this defense.
Inman went to Southwestern College.
Offside, defense with contact, 5-yard penalty, second down.
Which is in Chula Vista, California, so near San Diego.
I don't know where that's at.
And had a pretty good year there. 67 of 138, 865 yards, 5 touches. Did have 7 picks, though, so more picks than TDs. Yeah, but he played overall. They were pleased with what he did, and thus he was able to come to Lincoln.
Yeah.
Which, if you're just joining us, housed in Oakland, California, home to just over 500 students as Inman will step out.
Okay.
So we'll take a look at the last offsides call coming up here in just a second. That's there. That's 71.
Yeah, he's a big man. He is
Mason
big.
Barba.
That's the name right there.
Barba.
Yeah, that name fits him right there.
Yep.
But you got to put some stank on it. Barba.
Barba.
See, that's putting stank on it. That's right.
Barba.
Yeah.
Just north of 5 minutes to play here in the third. Tigers leading the Oaks 47-0. Inman under some pressure, and he's brought down. That time getting into the backfield, number 34. Mecca Carbaro.
Yeah, just looking at this defense. I mean, you got Allen and Stewart that's pursuing the quarterback, but I want to take my hat off to the secondary. You got Harper, Phillips, and Joseph. There's been a lot of coverage sacks. When I say coverage sacks, that means there's nobody open downfield, and it allows that defensive front to make those plays. So I take my hat off to the secondary because they're consistently covering their wide receivers.
How cool is that when, you know, Eric George out today because of an injury, but he's congratulating his team. He's locked in, and he is excited for what's going on out there as the punt is away. And calling for it is Johnson. That will take us to a timeout. It's all Tennessee State. The Tigers roaring big time here this afternoon, 47-0 on the Oaks.
Explore the past with the Kentucky Historical Society. Take a day trip to the capital city of Frankfort and visit the Kentucky History Center and museums. One ticket gives you access to 3 sites and endless Kentucky stories. Members receive great benefits like free admission and unlimited access to resources, both in person and online. Your support helps important programs like Kentucky History Education, research, and exhibitions to reach communities across the state. Join now at history.ky.gov.
My wife got old, so it's time to put her in a home.
It's the home I've always dreamed about.
I've been waiting to get old for years, and that means I can get my UX people started on that app I need to develop.
I'm getting old right now. With an expert to explain the differences between bond prices and bond yields.
Introducing Old National Bank, where relationships and results matter.
You're never too old to get old.
She's old.
Old National Bank. Get old.
Fiercely independent, a leader on the playing fields, in the classroom, among its fans, and throughout their communities. For 75 years, the Ohio Valley Conference has built a legacy of athletic accomplishment, academic excellence, and social justice leadership that has strengthened the conference and this region. That's why its 10-member schools proudly say, this year and every year, you have to OVC it.
7:40.
You'll be out of here by 5:20 with a lot of time. You'll be able to get a Big Mac.
Talking about a little Big Mac action. It's been a big score here for TSU, 47-0 over Lincoln. As they're carrying the ball. Ike Brown, only his 3rd carry of the season.
Yeah, and right now you just want to get some guys of experience. We talked a little bit about that off air. This is where you get some of the running backs in, and also you want to get guys hurt by keeping those older guys in.
So here's Ellis. Actually, it's Bryant that's the quarterback.
This is classy by Eddie. I mean, he knows the situation is going on. He's just milking the clock because he don't want to run up the score on his guys. Classy act.
As here, the handoff again to Brown to the 40, out near midfield, still on his feet, churning his legs out across the 50 before finally being brought down there. Ike Brown, the redshirt junior out of Shreveport, Louisiana.
Yeah, great job by Brown. I mean, you talk about physical punch and run. Big man, look how big his arms are, just a load to bring down. And the smart thing that he did is he stayed in bounds. He could have ran out of bounds and stopped the clock, but as being a smart player, you stay in bounds and let the clock run out.
You know, from here, TSU jumps back into OVC play, has Lindenwood, who has a bye this week, coming here to Nashville next Saturday for a 2 o'clock go time, as Brown runs it again for TSU. Then the Tigers get on the road for a couple, go to Charleston Southern and Eastern Illinois on the 4th and 11th of November, before rounding out the regular season here at home. Tennessee Tech, November 18th, another 2 o'clock go time.
Yeah, and when you start playing those games, you want to be running on all cylinders, and we're starting to see that with the running games. I mean, it got another running back in Brown. You got Rouse and Gant that are really a two-headed monster, but if one of those guys go down, you have a guy in Walker that looks pretty good.
Bryant trying to set everyone where he wants him, telling Brown, nah, not on my left, get on my right. And again, this time Bryant will keep it himself up the middle to the 30, to the 20, finds some space, and he's going to get into the end zone. Another flag on the play.
Just kind of looking at this play, I mean, they're running the zone read.
Play, unsportsmanlike conduct, offense, number 6, 15-yard penalty from the spot of the foul. First down, Tennessee State. Is number 6 first in sportsmanlike conduct foul the game.
I think that's Gant. I think it's 8 for I'm not sure, celebrating or something like that. I don't know. But a great job by by Bryant. I mean, it's just a great read. I mean, you have the defense being crashed like that.
Unsportsmanlike conduct foul was on number 8. That's his first of the game.
What did he do?
Huh? It'll be a 1st and 10 from the 19. Now Bryant's going to take a gander over to the sidelines. Three receivers up to the top part of your screen, as Bryant here is again going to keep it himself. This time only gets a couple yards.
Yeah, I mean, at this point, if I'm Deron H., I'm getting my quarterback out there. You don't want to take no shots on this guy. I mean, get the shots on Bryant. I mean, I know he's a physical presence. I know he's getting some work, but you just want to keep this simple as possible. Give the ball to the running backs and let them make plays.
And Marquise Lawson Greenwood there as he tackled Bryant. Bryant got up to kind of tapped each other like, all right, cool, like, you know, that. So there you see maybe what we hadn't seen for a little while. You see a little bit more of the chillaxing, for lack of a different word, between, you know, going off and talking it up a little bit.
I love you, man.
Yeah.
But before you wanted to fight me.
Right, exactly. Here Bryant is going to keep it himself. Down to the 10, to the 5, and into the end zone. This time it is a touchdown, and there are no flags.
Man, that was just a busted play. I mean, if you look at the running back, he was going to give it to the running back, but there was nothing there, so he just made something out of nothing. I mean, you look at the score, it's 53-0. They're just making plays. The running back goes the wrong way, but Bryant, being a smart player that he is, understands the situation, touchdown, 53-0, Tigers.
Bryant with his second rushing touchdown of the season. And talking to Thron H, the offensive coordinator this week, he said he really wanted to see Bryant come back. You know, he's been coming back battling an injury, really come back. He said he thought this would be a good chance for him to come back on all cylinders. And Bryant's had a pretty good game there. You see a big smile from him as TSU has the 54-0 lead here with 50 ticks left in the third.
Man, hey, the offense is rolling. I mean, you got Bryant, you got Ellis, you got Rouse, you got Gant, you got Karate Brinson. We haven't heard a little bit today, but you're just looking at an offense that's running on all cylinders. I mean, this is a dangerous team. You got the defense playing well. You got the special teams with Lowry. You got a two-headed monster, actually three-headed monster in the backfield with Brown. So it's just a complete team that's going to be a dangerous team later on down the road.
And we saw it there a few seconds ago, but Bryant and Ellis both smiling and tapping each other. Would you like to see the rivalry, which maybe there's not a lot of rivalry because both guys are, I don't want to say cool with splitting playing time, because who would be, right? You want the job, but they do have quarterback 1 and quarterback 1A is what they call it between Bryant and Ellis, but both guys are urging the other along, wanting to see the other have success.
Yeah, they are. That's a great point, because what's the vision of your team? The vision of your team is winning games, but also each guy knows their role. They know that if I come in, I got to make plays, but they're cheering on each other. It's not TSU quarterback against each other. It's saying, you know what? My role is to come in the series to make plays, whichever series that I'm in.
Another long kick here, but it'll be taken in the end zone out to the 10, to the 20, still on his feet to the 20-couple-yard line before being brought down. You can see a little bit of the frustration. The return guy thought that maybe if he ticked it into that extra gear, might have had a little extra zone. Actually, maybe he's a little injured, so maybe that's why. As Shimon Guinness, who's had a pretty good game, as he comes over to the bench and a little frustrated, I think, with the fact that he wasn't able to push it up and the fact that maybe he's feeling a little twinge.
You know what I saw on the opposite side? TSU's on the far sideline.
Yep.
Some of the young guys that are playing, the older guys are cheering them on. That just shows you that everybody's trusting them. And I know this is a little side note, but watching a guy that never really plays on special teams goes out there and makes a tackle, the whole sideline is engaged in the team. It just shows you that from the coaching staff, from Mickey Allen to the president, everybody's buying in, and you see a product of what we're seeing.
With the band, please stop playing when the visiting team is on offense.
The official kind of has a smirk on his face.
Yeah, he's
too.
laughing.
There's the Aristocrat of bands.
Yeah, they're playing pretty good.
Couple Grammys.
What?
Had a nice halftime show, doing big things here during the game, providing nice atmosphere.
Yeah, and also last week at homecoming, I watched them at the parade. I mean, it was a beautiful sight to see, just family atmosphere. The band was playing. Hey, I even cut a rug. I think I cut a rug. I think I'm the only black guy that don't have any rhythm.
Have to find some video of that.
No.
I bet there's some. In this day and age, everything's recorded. The eye don't lie.
Sure doesn't. But you know what's good? I just alluded to it a minute ago, that the whole sidelines, the TSU sidelines, they're all involved. I mean, it just shows you that everybody knows the role. Now you got guys in here that haven't played a lot of football, and you having the older guys, the veteran guys, the leaders of your team cheering on the guys that haven't played a lick of football. And it just shows you that if everybody trusts it and everybody believes, I'm telling you, Eddie's doing a special job up here, and I love what he's doing.
And it looks like Lincoln is just going to let the third quarter wind out. So it's a 54-0 Tigers lead on the Oaks as we go to the final stanza here in Nashville.
I just found the biggest weight loss hack.
How many times have you heard someone like me say something like that? The truth is there is no quick fix. But there is a more effective way to lose weight, and it isn't what you think. It's not this, or this, or this. It's actually Noom. It's 2 times more effective than doing it on your own. That's like double. With daily lesson plans, food logging, and some other amazing tools, you've got the support system you need to help you reach your goal weight, whatever that is. Get started right now by taking the Noom quiz.
When you're launching a new product with a tight deadline,
2 weeks?
Grammarly's tone suggestions can help motivate your team with a positive approach. Because you know we got work to do. Looking good, team. When it's time to pitch your product to clients, a more personable and friendly approach can help sell it. And look, they bought it all. With Grammarly, getting the tone just right makes a big impact on your team's success. Download at Grammarly.com today.
Yes! Oh, I'm so excited. You got enough stuff in here to go camping for a week, right? We are not going camping for a week, are we?
No, we're not going camping for a week.
Okay.
But I do know a shortcut.
I don't know if we can make this. Don't you need an SUV for this?
Watch this. I got you, and Kona got me.
Okay, Hyundai.
I told you.
Do we really have to go hiking?
Girl, hiking is good for you.
Dude, this thing is awesome. I know. I bought it using the cash rewards card from Navy Federal Credit Union. I get cash back on every purchase. Honestly, I can't imagine where I'd be without them. One word. Got it. Reeling in fish. No. Eating fish. Fish in the sea? Movie.
Now earn up to 1.75% cash back on all purchases. Navy Federal Credit Union. Our members are the mission.
At Wrangler, we know what it means to be ready. To be fully alive in every moment. To taste the air before dawn. To run headfirst into adventure. To connect with good friends and best friends. To know that all of it can shift in an instant. And when it does, you'll shift with it. In denim that's made to keep you ready for this ride we call life. Wrangler, for the ride of life.
Back here inside Nissan Stadium in Nashville, TSU, the Tigers of the OVC leading Lincoln 54-0. Lincoln, one of 3 independent D2 teams in the country, as they had a 2nd and 11 there and were stuffed. And you know, you talk about TSU and the success and what Eddie George is trying to put together here in the Music City. And you know, one of the things that he talked about last week was wanting to put a ring around the Nashville area because there's so much football talent here to keep players home.
Yeah, there is.
Right?
There is a lot of talent.
And you know, 4 true freshmen are from Nashville. 39 players on the roster from Tennessee. 26 total players from Nashville, and that's important because that just shows of wanting to keep guys home. And when you have a fertile land like this, why let them leave?
Yeah, I mean, there's some great talent, and I coach at Montgomery Bell Academy. There's a school that's here that I coach at. There's 3 players from there that are here. You got Eric George, Eddie George's son. You got Joshua Mayweather, who's a great tight end, number 83. And then you got, I'm sorry, Jonathan Moore, number 26, and you have Joshua Mayweather, number 83. I mean, there's some talented guys. I mean, you got Jonathan Moore last year when he was in Montgomery Bell Academy. He almost rushed for over 1,800 yards. So the wealth is here, the talent is here, and it's a good thing that Eddie's trying to get him at TSU.
Jimmy Inman there had that carry, 1st and 10 from their own 38-yard line, as Lincoln once again will try to get something going on the offensive side of things. Another low snap. Inman under some pressure, and he'll be brought down. And that's something we've seen, I mean, pretty much, I won't say every snap, but a lot of them, the low snap.
Yeah, it is. I mean, just look at when the low snap, the rhythm of the play is gone. You have the quarterback just running in disarray, and it just allows your defense to swarm to the football because the timing of the play is out of sync.
Because we've seen that now happen to Inman, and it happened earlier in the game when T.J. Goodwin, the starting quarterback, was in for Lincoln. He was having to go down and almost on one knee grab it. It's like, you know, that, like you said, takes away the rhythm of the play. And that tried to unload quickly. Again, credit that TSU defense. sniffing that out.
Oh, man, they did a great job. And I know Brandon Fisher is excited because you have a defense that's up 54-0, but you're consistently playing physical. That's the style of defense that Brandon Fisher, the defensive coordinator, wants to play. The physical at the point of attack, 8 to 9 hands to the football, and that's exactly what Brandon Fisher loves. Dion
Villiers in there on that one. So it'll be a 3rd down and 10. Long look over to the sideline there for Inman as he's glancing over to Goodwin, who it looks like has grabbed the communication device. Now, Inman under a lot of pressure again, able to cut it up the field. He's got a 1st down and more, down to about the 40-yard line before he was chased out of bounds.
Man, just a great job. I mean, you look at what the quarterback does. You got an athlete that's making plays. When the play breaks down, he makes something happen with his feet. It's 3rd and 10, and he makes a play, and that's exactly what you want to see with your quarterback. They need a spark. I mean, I know they're down, what, 54-0, but you want something positive to have in this game. I know you're down. I know situation looks bad, but get something positive. Get something that initiates your team for next week.
They've been shut out twice this season, Lincoln has, both times by scores of 38-0. First time was at Lamar back on September 23rd, and then on the road at New Haven on October 7th.
Yeah, we talked about the low snap again. I mean, you have the low snap again, it just messes up the rhythm of your offense, but you have a swarming defensive role, leading the charge. I mean, you just want to make sure you try to get something positive happening in this situation.
Quickly, Inman able to get the ball out. That looks like going to be another 1st down.
Yeah, I mean, I know it's a 1st down. You want to have some rhythm, and that's what we're doing in this play. The quarterback just drops back, he looks to the left, and he turns to his right, and then he throws it to his wide receiver. But here's what I love about the whole situation, the TSU tackle. I mean, the first couple of games, they struggled in tackling and rallying to the football. Now you have 6 and 7 guys rallying to the football.
Again, Inman throwing there and finding his guy at about the 25-yard line.
Oh, man, great job by throwing it to the wide receiver. If you want to throw it to a spot, if you look, he looks to his right, and then he claps. And then he throws it to a window to where only the receiver can catch the ball. Then you have a receiver that you have catches it with his hands. You look at some of the great wide receivers in the league or even in college, they catch the ball with their hands as opposed to a body catch.
That's Caleb Hervey, who earlier in the game we saw drop a couple.
Yeah, hit him in the wrong spot.
Yeah, and he's hauled in a few here of late. How about Inman, the lefty?
Lefty.
As here, he's going to hand it off. And push there out of bounds. Eric Bryce.
Man, great pursuit by the defense. And we went in that speed sweep, and they're trying to get to the edge. And I think that the reason why it wasn't successful because the defense was setting the edge. When you set the edge, you can't get outside, and that's exactly what we saw on that play.
54-0. Tigers leading the Oaks. Made the trek from Oakland, California.
Okay.
Here to play this game. Here Bryce again will have it as he goes to the original line of scrimmage. There's of course going to be another flag.
Holding, offense number 73, penalties decline, 3rd down.
Can I ask you a question?
No, absolutely not.
If you put on the
last time you did it was embarrassing.
No, if you put on the same record every single time, what's going to happen?
I'm going to hear the same music.
You're going to hear the same song, and that's what we're seeing on this drive. You got the Oaks that are driving down the field, but we consistently seeing a penalty. We're consistently seeing, holding, and you just don't need that.
But if you play the same record the same time over and over, won't it eventually wear down? Won't the vinyl eventually wear down? No, you got nothing there?
Just put on the 8-track. You remember 8-track?
Oh, absolutely. I remember an 8-track.
You are telling your age. I'm in my 30s now.
No, I remember 8-track. The first couple cars that I remember my parents dealing with had 8-tracks. A lot to deal with.
It's what, you had a sunroof?
Jim Croce was one of them that my father was big into. Yeah.
That is
correction.
Awesome.
The penalty will be accepted. 2nd down.
Okay.
So it'll be a 2nd down.
Okay.
And they're going to back it up. Yeah, I think 8-track's probably get even less out of that than a vinyl, right?
Yeah, I mean, that's old school. I remember, actually, my mom used to have an 8-track, and I would listen to, like, Billy Ocean, Al Jarreau.
In fact, I didn't even know Billy Ocean was around for the 8-tracks. I thought he was after the 8-tracks.
No, he had the Jeff Fisher mustache. Come on. Absolutely.
That's there. The pass. Still behind the line, though. And it looks like another ailment. It's like the left knee.
Injury timeout.
Oh, he's hurt bad.
Player. Timeout on the field.
So we'll take a timeout. Injury timeout on the field. 9.5 to play in the contest. Tigers lead 54-0.
It's just a few cocktails at happy hour. It was just a few cocktails at happy hour.
You really good drive.
There aren't any cops around. I didn't think there were any cops around.
I drink and drive all the time.
Sir, you've been in a serious crash. I need you to hang on, okay? Tell me your name, sir. Do you know where you are right now?
The 1-1. It's the excitement of the crowd, the crack of a bat, the sound of your own heartbeat, the roar of the engines. The spirit of competition runs deep here, from the dirt track to the cheap seats. Whether you're screaming from the stands or taking your place in the limelight, Southern Illinois is your ticket to all the action. In sports venues and recreational facilities for whatever your obsession is. Come to cheer, come to challenge yourself, but discover so much more when you visit SI.
Fiercely independent, a leader on the playing fields, in the classroom, among its fans, and throughout their communities. For 75 years, the Ohio Valley Conference has built a legacy of athletic accomplishment, academic excellence, and social justice leadership that has strengthened the conference and this region. That's why its 10-member schools proudly say, this year and every year, you have to OVC it.
Back here inside Nissan Stadium, here's some scheduling notes that if you caught our halftime interview with Mickey Allen, the athletics director here at TSU, you would have heard him talking about both the home and home with Howard, so that's cool. Yeah. Playing the Bison up at Green Stadium in DC, and then they're coming down here to Nashville in 25. And the John Merritt Classic is set. We'll host Mississippi Valley State in the John Merritt Classic next year, which is always a special time and a special event here. And there's Inman, and he's brought down, and the ball's loose. And pouncing on it there.
The ruling on the field is that the ball carrier was down by rule prior to the fumble. It's 4th down.
So Ethan Jones thought he had gobbled it up, but they're going to say he was down before. Let's take a look.
Man, good job by Rowe. I mean, he just tracks the ball, tracks the runner down, and just making plays. No, that wasn't Rowe.
That was Jones.
That was Jones. Ethan Jones. Ethan Jones just tracking him down, and just when you're in that position, you want to make sure that you're swiping at the ball, and that's exactly what you want to do. And even though they didn't come up with the fumble, you still have great technique on that play.
So it'll be a 4th down and 25. As the punting unit is on again.
Would you go for it?
I mean, that's here. It's going to be fielded at about the 12-yard line.
Okay.
All right, so question.
Sure.
I would.
Timeout on the field.
But from you as a player or coach, we'll get what you think of that when we come back.
Sounds
with
good.
8.5 to roll with. 54-0. Tennessee State all over Lincoln.
Hey, how's it going?
Good. What's with the sandwich names?
Oh, they're just nods to my time in the Army.
Oh, but what's the Stephen named after?
Stephen is from Navy Federal Credit Union. They've been helping with my finances since I enlisted. You want another Stephen, Stephen?
Keep him coming, Hannah.
Okay.
Maybe someday I could get a sandwich named after me. No.
Navy Federal Credit Union. Our members are the mission.
Happiness is different things to different people. That's what happiness is. Happiness is. Happiness is. Happiness is. Happiness is different things to different people.
Etsy has home, style, gifts. Etsy has it.
Nothing scary about Energizer Ultimate Lithium, the #1 longest lasting AA battery.
Some people just know that's not gonna fit.
That's not gonna fit.
Really?
No, I'd cut it in half and make 2 chairs.
Those are the people who know you're in good hands with Allstate.
Oh, I can't believe it's true. I get to love you. It's a promise I'm making to you. Whatever may come, your heart I will choose. Remember the
Celebrate every kiss. Get 0 down special financing with the K Jewelers credit card.
I just found
54-0 Tennessee State. TSU, the Tigers, have the lead over Lincoln of California, the Oaklanders, or the Oaks.
The Oaks.
And so we were talking about before we went to break whether or not you would have gone for it there in the fourth and long situation with the score what it is.
Yeah.
Yay, nay?
No,
Why?
I wouldn't go for it because if you don't get it, then TSU has a shorter field, and you just don't want this thing to get out of hand.
Sure.
I mean, they're down 54-0, then all of a sudden they get up to 60. 54 sounds better than 60.
It does.
I mean, I know it's a lot of points.
It does. It does.
But you just don't want to do that. And I think the classiness of Eddie George and his staff is they're just going to run the time down. They're not trying to embarrass anybody. They're just coming to play good football and just run out the clock and get up out of here with a win.
Roar City coming alive here in Nashville as Tennessee State has the 54-0 lead on Lincoln. You know, we've talked a lot about Lincoln, what they're trying to do, and Gary Payton is a big part of that. Gary Payton, yes, the hoop star, the glove.
Yeah, the glove.
The glove. He's the men's basketball coach there, and they're really happy with the recruiting class that they have coming in. Really think that they're going to be able to do some stuff in the basketball department this year where they are a member of a conference. And, you know, speaking to, obviously, his popularity, he's from Oakland. Yeah. So he saw the fact that the Warriors moved, the Raiders moved, the A's are moving, and he said, you know, let's make Lincoln the sports team, the team in Oakland. Yeah. Like everyone else is bouncing. Let's stay and see what we can do. As Trey Boone had the carry there. And you got to credit him. And, you know, he's bringing out some names. I heard at a golf event last week, as head coach Desmond Gums was telling us before the game, also the athletics director, he said, Peyton got off the old Rolodex, as I know all you guys have, all you former players, athletes, you know, and he got it out. Dr. J showed up, Chris Mullins showed up.
Dr. J showed up? That's one of my favorite guys.
Yeah. So that's pretty cool.
Yeah, I mean, it is. I mean, if you look at what Deion Sanders did, I mean, and I know there's different sports, but he took a Colorado team that was 1-11, and now they're in every game. And that's the same thing that Gary Payne can do to the situation that he's having in Oakland. So, you know, even though they haven't been winning, he can take this program to where it's respectable and also maybe get some wins.
Indeed, and if he can get some success on that side, that'll only permeate through the rest of the athletics department, which they only started as an athletics department few years ago, 3 years ago. Yeah. You know, and so that's pretty impressive. 3 years, and they have two basketball teams, men's and women's, 2 soccer teams, men's and women's, and football. And this is only their 3rd year, but if they can start to see some success, that'll mushroom into other things. And they want to see maybe the football team can make the Oakland Coliseum theirs. They'd love to see that happen. And Levi's just signed on as their first large corporate sponsor.
Yeah, and it's going to take time. It's going to take patience. I mean, look at the success that Eddie George is having. I mean, Eddie George, this is his 3rd season. And, you know, it was a rocky start for the first 2 years. Now you have a situation where you're 5-2, and you're making a race for the playoffs. So, you know, anything can happen with any team.
Raider Hagan has checked into the game there. You see him coming off the field, but he was the quarterback on that series there. So In talking to Coach H this week, he said it'd be nice to see maybe we could get an extra guy or two that maybe we haven't seen this year, or some guy that maybe we've seen a little bit but get some more. And there you see Coach H kind of talking it up with his quarterback. A little bit of a smile, a little bit of a smile, head in the hand as he walked away.
But you know what he was doing? He had his hand like, what in Sam E. Hill are you doing, son? That's a Sam E. Hill picture right there.
Yep.
But great job getting some experience. That's what you need. You got some young guys that are playing. You got Hagan. You got Rowe that plays on the defensive side. So get some good work.
And Hagan there trying to talk to some of his teammates. So they're going to take a break on the field. We'll take it as well. It's a 54-0 Tigers lead on the Oaks here at the Music City.
Some people just know that's not gonna fit.
Ooh, that's not gonna fit. Really? No, I'd cut it in half and make 2 chairs.
Those are the people who know you're in good hands with Allstate.
Hey, look at you. Floors by day, student by night. Student by day, baker by night. PT by dawn, dean's list by dusk. Crushing classwork online during the morning rush. Always powered by Penn State World Campus. Since 1998, we've led the charge in online education, offering access to more than 175 in-demand programs taught by our expert faculty. Penn State World Campus delivers. On your time.
Kelley Blue Book Instant Cash Offer is an official offer to buy your car. Just enter your vehicle ID information, answer a couple questions, then receive a no-obligation offer to sell it or trade it. Then choose a dealer to purchase your car, schedule a time, and drive away with confidence. For all of the its, kbb.com it.
My hair started thinning in my early 20s. I was genetically predisposed. I took a pharmaceutical drug, but unfortunately I suffered from sexual dysfunction. We needed to find a solution. Having to choose between my hair and my health was not really a fair choice. That really was the birth of Nutrafol. Nutrafol is the #1 dermatologist-recommended hair growth supplement. It's never too late to improve your hair health. Start your hair growth journey at Nutrafol.com/man.
It's been all Tigers here this afternoon in Nashville, roaring to a 54-0 lead over the Oaks. Lincoln with the football. Inman going to hand it off. And the gain here of a couple yards. Before we went to break, we were talking some about Gary Payton on the Lincoln side, what he's brought. You know, talk about Eddie a lot, Eddie George. One of his good friends and the guy he considers the GOAT, Emmitt Smith, was in town the week of the John Merritt Classic and stopped by practice and had a nice discussion with the guys. And that's pretty cool. Obviously, anytime you have Emmitt Smith pop by, but just the type of people that Eddie can have surround the program, and Emmitt Smith in particular.
Yeah, and it gets people excited. I mean, just imagine you're a young kid, you grew up watching Emmitt Smith, and he's actually talking to you in the flesh. I mean, that brings so much excitement, it brings so much fun. So when you have situations like that, it makes it special. Look at what they're doing in Colorado. I mean, everybody you know, you got all kind of entertainers, you got all kind of football guys, you got Terrell Owens, you got so many guys that are out there that's notable on TV, and you actually see them in the flesh. It just makes it so special. And
having Emmitt Smith there, you know, not only reinforces what Eddie says, and one of the big points that Emmitt Smith says, you got to plan for your future. Off the football field, regardless of if you're a great TSU player or not. He said, you know, look at Magic and look at Roger Staubach. Both of them made a lot more money once they were done playing than they did playing. And he said, you just have to do a lot better job of getting out there and talking to everybody and making friends and asking for information, thirsting the knowledge. As there you see a lot of the Tiger players, coaches. This is a big win for Tennessee State and what it means for the program. And we've documented, there you see Eddie the struggles that Lincoln has had. But anytime you sit there and can put up a score like this, that's pretty impressive, regardless of who you're going up
Yeah,
against.
it is. I mean, I'm proud of these guys. I mean, last year they were trying to figure out ways to win, but, you know, just looking at the whole TSU program, I mean, everybody's on board. I mean, you got Mickey Allen, you got Nick Guerrero, you got everybody that knows their role and is participating. And Nick Guerrero said something to me last week because I texted him because I'm consistently asking for tickets. He said this. He said this. He said, we're a family. And now you're starting to see it. You're seeing the coaching staff. You're seeing, you know, a lot of people come together and try to support this team. But now, on the flip side, you got to come and support.
Yeah.
You got to come and support. I mean, you got a team that's about to be 5-2. You got a good running backs, Rouse and Gant. You got a quarterback, 2 quarterbacks. You got Ellis and Bryant. You got a defense that's nasty with Allen and Stewart. You got linebackers, Beard, all those guys. Why wouldn't you want to come out and support this team? Now, we always say this, the ball's in your court.
Yep.
We've given you wins. We put a product out there. Now the ball's in your court.
They're tackled in the backfield. And there with the sack, looked like it was
You have to help me pronounce that.
Car Bordeaux.
Yep, that's it.
Car Bordeaux.
That sounds like a fast car.
Yeah.
I'm about to buy me a Car Bordeaux. See, you like that?
See, I like it. I like it. But no, you're right. And,
yes.
and you know, and you come out. It's an exciting brand of football that they run. And you have Eddie George patrolling the sidelines. You do have the atmosphere, which is provided some also by the Aristocrata bands.
Absolutely.
You know, so you have all that. You have the full package. Why not come down? And frankly, the tickets are a lot less expensive than the Titans tickets.
Yeah, absolutely.
Just saying.
Ooh.
Just saying.
They are. I mean, it's here for the taking. You've wanted a product to be on the field that can be successful, and now you have it. Now you got to come out and support. And this is not about pointing the finger at anybody. We just got to make sure we support not these men, but these kids are still kids. So they're out there doing it for you. They're doing it for your organization. They're doing it for TSU. They're doing it for the fans. They're doing it for you. So tailgating is fun. Homecoming is fun. But supporting these kids are even better, and that's what they need to do.
Indeed, as this game winds down with just over 30 seconds to play, Tennessee State has had a good all-around game here this afternoon, a good running game, decent passing game. The defense obviously has put up a goose egg to this point, and they're hoping to be able to go ahead and get it out, as now Inman is going to want to talk things over. And it looks like Gums, the head coach, maybe even wondering why the timeout was called?
I don't know. I mean, you might need some Gatorade. I'm not sure. I mean, players are tired.
First charge, timeout, the half.
Oh.
Lincoln, be 30 seconds in length.
All right, okay. I don't know. I mean, the clock was running out. I don't know if a penalty was going to help. And maybe you throw a Hail Mary and get some points on the board, but you kick a field goal, a 60-something yard field goal. I don't know.
All smiles there on the Tigers sideline. Even the state troopers are smiling.
Everybody. I mean, they deserve it. I mean, they're playing well on defense, offense, and special teams. So, you know, that's exactly what you want to see.
So it's a 4th down and 17 with the ball on the 48 as they are going to punt it away. So that's going to bounce out of bounds. Delaney Majors was back there tracking it. So the offense will come out here for a second. Well, I guess technically 5.
Yeah. I mean, would you take a shot to the end zone?
No, I'm just kidding. No. That I do know.
I'm just kidding.
Could you imagine like that?
Boy,
No.
I've seen that happen before.
I'm sure. I'm sure.
And you made a team mad, and they couldn't wait to play you next year.
So the Tigers looking good here this afternoon. And you can see the players congratulating each other as the clock winds down. Zeros and all Roar City here in Nashville as the Tigers pounce on the Oaklanders 54-0. Final thought?
Man,
Final thought?
Yeah, I mean, just looking at the whole team overall, Patty Bell had a song called out New Attitude. And you're just looking at this team on offense, defense, they have a new attitude. And if they keep rolling like that, I think you're going to see this Tigers team be successful in the future.
Important for